Today, these two historic adversaries battle on the diamond. Welcome to Army-Navy. From historic Annapolis, Max Bishop Stadium, it's Army-Navy on the diamond here on CBS Sports Network. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm John Sadak, delighted to be with you. When Army and Navy meet, it means energy, it means reverence, it means majesty. And it also has conference implications. They're compatriots in the Patriot, and they're the two powerhouse programs. Holy Cross will also host Lafayette, and a double dip still to come. We would like to welcome in a new member of the CBS Sports family, sprinting in from the bullpen. He'll start the game and hopefully finish it as well. Former big league reliever Todd Coffey pitched for 4 different major league teams over nearly a decade in the show. He's known for a sandwich, he's known for the sprint, and he's now known as my broadcast partner. Welcome in. You get some water? You hydrated?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited here for the game. A huge game here, and I'm excited. Want to get out there and run for it and go at it.
So it's Army and Navy. What can we expect?
Well, we can expect a lot here. I'm expecting a power game. These two historic franchises are going to go out there. The pride in this game right here is so huge, and it comes down to today.
That energy is there. The power is there. Let's break down the stars to watch, including the backstop Christian Hodge for Navy.
This is the trendsetter here. He is the guy who's going to come out there, lead off the game for the guys and get it going. He's going to hit the ball. He's not looking to walk. He's looking to take his drive, score some runs, and be there for the team.
In a ballpark that has deep gaps, his power can play beyond the fence. For Army, their 3-hole man is Anthony Jaquin.
This is the double machine right here. He's going to go out there. He's going to look for a ball. He's going to hit doubles. He's going to take his team, get him on the base, get him going, and he just hits the ball very hard everywhere.
His head coach Jim Foster at high praise, a straight-A student and a stud player. The national anthem gets heightened awareness when Army meets Navy. Let's turn it over to public address announcer David Gerhardt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Terwilliger Brothers Field at Max Bishop Stadium for today's game between the visiting Army West Point Black Knights and your Navy midshipmen. At this time, we ask that you please rise and join us as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare the monsters
The Severn River just beyond right field. Beautiful backdrops galore at the sites of both academies, including here in Annapolis. Here's the 9 for Army. The Black Knights lead it off with Jacob Hurtaby's brilliant speed. 42 swipes last year, led college baseball, 92 steals on his storied career. That is a new Army career record. The starting pitcher for Navy, they will go with the 6'6" right-hander, Jared Lyons. He can touch 90, slider, curve, and a change. What stands out to you, Todd, about Jared Lyons?
Well, he goes deep in the games. He really does. His last 5 starts, he's went 6 innings. He changes speeds very well, and he really, really needs to get ahead in the count on these guys.
We'll see if he can jump ahead. It'll be left, right, left at the top of Army's lineup. This series tied at a game apiece on the weekend. These teams split a set at Army West Point about a month ago. So this series on the line and the star on the line. And it's underway with that first pitch strike. Hurtubise, if he gets on, can be a major pest. This ballpark has some rather deep gaps. It can play as a more doubles, triples park, although it is a very short porch in left field at just 318 feet. 1-1. Goes soft for a strike. Our umpires today led by Thurman Berry behind the plate. 3-man crew. To second base, and that's where Navy stout up the middle defensively, and Zach Biggers makes the flick. 1 away. The full Navy defense. So Zach Stevens at first base, Zach Biggers at second, Michael Koritz, the shortstop, Jacob Williamson at third. Christian Hodge catches for a 3rd straight game on the series. Evan Lowry, Joe Samori, and Ryan Duffy. There was some dialogue that maybe Hodge would play first base as he does from time to time today, but he is behind the plate as Drake Titus digs in. There's the first pitch ball. Now these are the powerhouse teams in the Patriot, Todd. This Navy team built on power. This Army team built on speed and getting on base, and there's a good rip. That's trouble into left field. Lowry chases after it. A turn at first by Titus. Easily into second, standing with a double. You were watching BP, and the thing that caught your eye is pitches that were going in to right-handed hitters.
Yeah, it seems like they're not really looking to pull the ball anymore. They're looking the opposite way, and the pitchers, it just seems like they weren't really going inside the way they need to.
There's a pull rip, brings up Anthony Jaquin, top doubles man in the league. Soft up, ball 1. And the numbers on Jaquin, who was head coach Jim Foster called our best hitter. Said he's one of the toughest outs in the league.
And right now you actually do want to get a ground ball. You put something in play, hit your pitch. You want him to hit your pitch, get an out. You know, I know a runner to second base is scoring position, but let's leave him there at third base is the goal right now. A ground ball to second, find him, get him moved over at third, and then leave him there.
Surprised at all to see off speed back-to-back like that?
Very much so, especially early on. For me, you know, I would go after the fastball, you know, especially early on in the game right now, because hitters haven't seen your fastball, and you're going to go change-ups, and to them, that's going to be your fastball.
There is the head man, Jim Foster, who did not begin the year coaching third. They had a volunteer coach in that role who's not on the staff, so Foster shifted during the season from the dugout to coaching third base. Big lead at second for Titus. And the 2-1 misses. That's consecutive pitches well out of the zone there.
I think he's really trying to eliminate some spots here. I mean, it looks like he's trying to force these pitches instead of just attacking the hitter. At this point here, you got to be very careful with a 3-1 count. He's going to set dead red, so you want to be perfect location here.
They pinch that right center gap just a touch. Pulls the string and brings it full.
That was a good pitch. Good pitch. He's setting dead red there, and change up right there, puts you back in this count.
Fastball, slider, curve, and change. That 3/4 arm slot from a 6'6" pitcher.
You don't see that too often. You see it more over the top from a guy that tall.
A bit of a bluff showing to second base. Army does like to run a lot, right?
They are. They love small ball. They love to bunt. They love to run, and they're going to put the pressure on the defense.
Navy's outfield arms relatively average. The best arm is in right. And that one skips on through. That'll be a walk. And the ball in the dirt will send Titus to third. Good recovery there by Hodge. Keep Jakeen to first base. What an AB.
That's a great AB right there. You know, he just really tried to make that a better changeup instead of just being the same. Actually, it looks like a breaking ball right there. He tried to get in on him.
A wild pitch and a walk. Now it's men at the corners, one out. What's the emotion of the young men on the field here today with so much pride on the line today?
Well, that's what you got to look at. I mean, the emotions are heightened. There's no doubt about it. You got to learn to take them emotions and kind of pull them back and use them for your ability and not let them get the best of you.
There's a good rip by Trey Martin. Titus in, Jakeen to third. The ball gathered by Duffy. Jakeen's got third standing. Biggers gathers on the infield, and Army claims a 1-0 lead. What do you see there?
That's a good piece of hitting right there. He tried to get in on him, but left a little bit over the plate, just enough that he could barrel it up, and he stayed with the pitch and just really drove it.
And a visit as Hodge will jog out and chat with Lines. He'll get a visit from the coach as well.
This is a good visit. I like this visit. You know, he's trying to force the pitches out there right now, and I feel like he's getting his emotions a little bit ahead of himself, and he needs to really just kind of calm down a little bit, take a minute, gather himself, and really focus on getting this hitter here. Because right now what you want to do is you want to get a double play or just a out.
So there's Bobby Applegate, the pitching coach. The head man, they call him Costi, long-time veteran. Paul Kostakopoulos has built a powerhouse with this Navy program. These are the premier teams of the Patriot. They met for the championship a year ago, and Army top Navy. Also got a win in the NCAA regionals on the road at a ranked North Carolina State team. Grand import here in the first inning. First and third, a run in. Got him. Bases loaded. The energy, the nerves have to be off the charts.
It is. You can just tell in his delivery here, he's really jerking that shoulder and really trying to force the pitches instead of allowing it to happen. I wouldn't be surprised to see we get a little action in the bullpen here soon.
Yesterday was a doubleheader. Game one by design in league play was a 7-inning game, and their stud star, the best player in the Patriot, let alone on Navy, Noah Song, was brilliant. Only allowed 3 base runners. So arms aplenty are available on both sides. The second game was claimed by Army. Bit of a slugfest. And he nips the edge for a strike against Andre Walden. How do you calm yourself in this spot if you're Jared Lines?
At this moment, I've been out there in a situation before. You really have to step off the mound, take a deep breath, and get that tunnel vision going. You really have got to focus on you and the catcher. You can't worry about what's on base. They can't go anywhere without a hit. So you just really have to focus on that.
This is down. Bases loaded, a run in. And there's activity in the Navy bullpen. They have Trent Topping, the freshman, getting loose. Poke to right. Ryan Duffy, who was the best arm in the Navy outfield, gathers second and third tag. Throw in, no shot. Sac fly RBI, and Army on top 2-0.
Now at this point here, you just gather yourself, get this last out here, and limit the damage.
If you're Navy, is this a trade that you don't want but you accept?
Absolutely. With bases loaded, one out, you needed an out right there. A base hit there would set this game in a motion that would not have been good for them.
So Walden the RBI. Blake Ledoux the catcher. Catcher is a unique spot for Army. First pitch strike from Lines. It was a position of strength a year ago, but this year it's a 3-man rotation. There's skill at each of the 3 roles, but each is raw and has weaknesses.
Yeah, and that sometimes those weaknesses get a little bit exposed, and you want to grow as a player, and that's, you know, kind of what the coaches want to do with this.
Skied foul, 0-2.
You have a lot of pitches right now you can throw with an 0-2 count. You don't want to make any pitch that he can put in play. This has got to be a strikeout pitch. Catcher needs to block everything right here. I would bounce this right in front of the plate.
Now, because of Army's ability to run, they hold on the first baseman, McKenna, at first. That opens a little bit of space right side. Runner off, swinging a foul tip, and Hodge holds on. Strike 3. But Army loads him up and gets 2 home before Navy even grabs the bats. The Black Knights with a 2-0 lead. Star on the line. Army has a 2-0 lead in Annapolis. We go bottom 1, and Navy sends up its 9. Keep an eye on Zach Stevens at first base, the freshman. A big pivot for Navy during the course of the year. Became a starter 10 games in, homered yesterday in Navy's victory in the Twin Bill split. And the starter for Army, 6-2 is Army when Sal Messina begins games. He probably has the best stuff of their 3-man set rotation, but does have his weaknesses, right?
He does. He really does. For him, he's got to go out there and get strike 1. He's got to attack the hitters because, you know, that's part of the game with him, this stuff. He's got to go after him, but he's got to control the walks. He has a lot of walks, and that's why it's so important for him to go out there, get strike 1, and set the table for the at-bat.
Has the best strikeout per 9 numbers among the core 3 starters for Army and a lively fastball. But he also has the highest walk rate and by far the highest ERA. He'll begin against Evan Lowry, the brothers Lowry, both in the lineup for Navy. 3 left-handed hitters in Navy's 9 today, led by their left fielder. These 2 teams both pretty hot. Army entered with wins in 8 of 10. Navy began the year 2-6. Then won 13 of 14 before splitting the series at Army back in March. They entered today with wins in 8 of 11, 6 of those wins in Patriot League play. And a miss down. They do tilt the infield a bit here and play shallow at third.
Yeah, I mean, they're really looking for something here, but I'm expecting these hitters to be very patient, knowing he has a problem throwing strikes sometimes, and just looking for that one pitch.
Popped up. Jacob Hurtubise controls center field, fighting that burning sun. One away. The Hurtubise is stellar defensively. Flanked by Andre Walden, Drake Titus on the infield, Anthony Jaquin, Trey Martin, Tim Simos, John McKenna, and the catcher Blake Ledoux. Now, Army's a little more want to make in-game changes to augment its speed, for left-right matchups. In the end-game situation, it could be a little more volatile. Michael Koritz takes ball 1. Navy tops in the league in homers and average, and there's the stabbing bunt try, caught. The Navy will bunt for a hit from time to time. What'd you see on that try?
I think he just got too aggressive. The pitch was up a little bit. He had time to really put it where he needed to, but I think that's where the emotions are getting a little high on these guys, and they're just really trying to make something happen instead of sitting back and letting it happen.
I thought that was an excellent point in our chats with the coaching staffs this week. Zach Biggers, the second baseman, digs in. There was long dialogue about Army-Navy. How do you approach the rivalry? Do you embrace and acknowledge it, or do you treat it like any other game? And each has the exact opposite approach.
It's crazy. Yeah, they both have different philosophies on this. And for me personally, I believe embracing it, because if you hide from it, you know, it's going to be there. It's there. It's in their minds. It's going to be on the front of this field.
Infield playing very deep. The shortstop, Martin, a stride plus into the outfield. Oh, great pitch.
Great pitch. Great pitch there. He was looking away, locked him up inside there. And right now you're setting it. You're in the driver's seat right here, so I would be very picky on the pitch I'm throwing here.
2 strikes. Check swing. That skips away. At Navy, when we spoke with Paul Costi, he said they don't try to hide behind the cliche of just another game. It's important for us. It's important for them. Our 2 schools have tremendous respect for each other. It's just like playing your brother. You just keep going harder. And that's why the rivalry has sustained for so long. Outstanding pitch. Freezes him on the heater. Army tried to treat it as any other game. It's not any other start. The offense got it done to the top half. And Messina shows his stuff. 1, 2, 3. A series with storied tradition. Army and Navy in baseball. The 241st clash between these programs begun back in 1901. Who says dead ball era? 4-3. High-scoring ball game. A split in doubleheaders, one at West Point and one in Annapolis just yesterday. 3-0 Navy win in Game 1 and 11-3 Army clobbering in Game 2. It's 2-0 Army as we shift to the second, and it is worth noting that Navy starter Jared Lyons, who clearly had emotions running high, command was off in the first time he's pitched in 2 weeks. He was scratched last week. Can it take an inning to settle and snap into game form?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely could take an inning. And I noticed in between innings there in his warm-ups, he was really trying to line up his mechanics. So I feel he's off just a little bit, but let's see how he bounces back here in the second inning.
During the late stage of the first, they had Trent Topping loosening. Nobody loosens currently, and an elevated miss to Jeremiah Adams. Winner of this game takes the weekend series, the season series, and the star. Throughout Army-Navy sport, in every sport where they collide, they decide upon a game or a series where a star is earned. This series is designated as such, and with the split yesterday, today's game determines the victor. Out in front.
That was a really good pitch right there. He baited him inside there. He's so far in right there. The only thing he could do was hit a foul ball. So that gives you a head right there in a strike, and he's commanding the pitch a little bit better there.
And he sees overwhelmingly right-handed hitters from Army today. Tied him up again, up and in.
Absolutely, and I think that right there was a bait situation. He set him up with that pitch in before to come back with the pitch a little bit elevated.
Well, remember, it was 1 out, double, walk, hit batter, and then line settled. Sack fly, strikeout, end of the first, strikeout begins the second. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Tim Simos. It looks like he's commanding that fastball
Much better now. And this inning is pivotal to come back out there, get a quick inning, attack the hitters, and limit that pitch count.
326, not bad to have at the bottom of the order, huh?
No, not at all.
Oh, outstanding. Set him up 0-2. Weak poke, and the 6'6" lines handles and shovels 2 away.
That was a good pitch there. The pitch before was right there on for a strike, and then he just worked it off the plate a little bit further. He thought the same pitch was coming, went out for it, and it was just way off the plate.
It's all predicated on establishing that fastball.
Absolutely. Everything works off the fastball. If you can't get that fastball for a strike, your other pitches don't look the same. And that's what you got to get the hitters to do. You want to make it look like a fastball and look like a strike, but be a ball.
Jacob Hurtubise grounded out to second first time up. It felt like Lyons early was working up with everything, and he's been changing eye level a bit more.
Absolutely. And I feel he started off every lefty almost now with a changeup, and that's going to come back to hurt him a little bit if he keeps doing that.
Hurtubise says that he got hit, but our home plate umpire, Thurman Berry, says no.
It might have got a little bit of the pants leg. It's hard to tell. I don't know. The ball didn't look like it changed direction. This is going to be a hard one to call.
They're going to conference here. You could hear Jim Foster sweep in, the head coach coaching at third base, and said, you heard that, right? That it made audible impact on the field. And if he heard it at third base, let's listen in here. Did you hear something before it popped in the glove?
No, I really didn't. I think he just barely missed the pants leg, and I think it hit the glove. And I believe the umpires think so too now.
Yeah, conference says call stands. Behind in the count here, though. There's a strike.
Keep competing, 5-1. Keep competing. Here we go.
Williamson shallow at third. Hurtubise is blazing speed. Chokes up a bit. 3-1. Even with 2 outs, he could be such a maven. And Titus, who ripped a double on deck. And that misses. So the outstanding runner, Jacob Hurtubise, program leader in steals, the nation's leader a season ago, aboard with 2 down.
You got to keep an eye on him here on the base path here. They want to get him in scoring position for their big guys. I wouldn't be surprised in the go on the first move here, or even a hit and run in this situation with 2 outs.
Titus doubled to left, later scored in the first inning. Lowry shapes up in left. And the toss to first to check on Hurtubise. Yeah, when we spoke with the Navy coaching staff and asked about Army's run game, do you practice or install anything to contain Army? They said no, we put in our package start of the year, and we don't have to address it all that dramatically, even against an outstanding run team like Army. There are the numbers. 3 of the top 4 from Army, and Hurtubise by far leading the league.
There's leaning on that one right there. I mean, he's looking to go. And as a pitcher right now, you're not trying to pick him off. You're trying to keep him close as you can to the base, and give your catcher a chance to throw him out.
Another look. Hurtubise, a couple of swipes yesterday in the rout Game 2 victory for Army. Is it concern about denying the steal? Is it concern about him trying to get to third or perhaps even score from first base?
I think in this situation here, you've really got to realize you have 2 outs as your pitcher. You keep him close. If you throw him out, you throw him out. But you got to make quality pitches, because these hitters right here could hit a double right now and score that run from first base.
Hodge laid away. That felt like a pitch out there.
It could have been an intentional pitch out right there, but now you're in the hole. You're down 2-0 to a good hitter, and now you got to make a quality pitch. You got to really not focus so much on that runner at first and get the out here. He can't score if he doesn't hit the ball.
Jared Lyons, major psychological battle in the early stage. There's such layered nuance to this grand game, Todd, and the mental element, I think, gets overlooked by even those that are steadfast fans.
Oh, absolutely.
Hodge again laid away. Runner goes with a stumble. Hodge the throw on the strike. Good throw. Got him. Out at second base. The Hurtubise tried to grab the bag, and he gets gunned down. The man who threw him out is due up for Navy. Hodge with the dime. Hurtubise denied 2-0, mid-2. Two nothing Army, soaking up the sun, enjoying the ball game in Annapolis. Welcome you back here on CBS Sports Network. Was this safe or out? Jacob Hurtubise at second.
I think he was safe. I think he got his hand in there, and he tagged him on top of the neck. But it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell with the dust flying up there, and the umpire, you can't see that, but I believe he was safe.
He did stumble a bit. You probably feel like if you got a clean jump at first.
Oh, if he got a clean jump, he'd have been there easy. I mean, it took a perfect throw just to make it close.
Well, bang, bang play. Second base. Hard to see that left hand.
Hard to see the hand. Yeah.
Well, the throw was made by the catcher, Christian Hodge. League leader at home runs and RBIs. He stands in. Sam Messina, first pitch. Awkward throw, out. He was on the bag. John McKenna able to reel it in. And that is the first pitch strike from Messina today. And looks like Navy will have an argument here. What do you see?
It looks like he's off. Definitely looks like he's off right there. The home plate umpire is the only one that's going to be able to see that right there. So let's see if they're going to have a conference right now and discuss it.
So here's the conversation as Thurman Berry is brought in from home plate. He's clearly off the bag as he arrives. Did he have the ball before his foot came off?
Yeah, I don't think he's on when the ball gets in the glove at all. But it's so close. It's so close to tell right there.
So in the early stage of the game, we had a bang-bang play at second. When Hurtubise was called out, it's hard to tell from replay, but it was right there. That ball's in. Is his cleat on the bag?
I don't think he's on the bag at all right there. I think he's off the bag a good few inches right there because you can tell that he didn't think he was on the bag.
And they're going to change the call here. Hodge is coming back from the dugout. So Jim Foster emerges for Army.
And I think it's the right call. I think it's the right call. The first baseman didn't feel like he was on the bag. He tried to step over there, and I think they make the right call here.
They'll make it an error on third baseman Anthony Jaquin's throw. Now circle this moment. Remember, it was 1-2-3 in the first for Messina. And even some other players for Army can feel their frustration.
This is an emotional game. This is a high emotional game for these young men. This is something that could follow them for years, who wins this game.
This series on the line, the season series on the line, standings implications, and the precious start. Yeah, these are memories that these young men and their coaches will have for a long time. Liam Lowry.
And this right here is tough on a pitcher right now. That whole ordeal, no more throws. Right here, if I'm a hitter, if anything's near the plate, I am attacking it.
Jaquin in at third and off the line a bit. And a pitch down. There's a little bit of nerves there.
Definitely. It'll take you a pitch or two to zone it back in because you want to get in a rhythm. A pitcher and getting that rhythm is so important that it's going to take a pitch or two to get back in there.
Now Lowry does strike out some. Their consecutive misses down. His head coach, though, loves his ability to pick up runners to help advance men that are on the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. In this situation here, you almost want to have a take or a perfect pitch that you know you're going to crush.
Just misses 3-0. Seems like a conscious effort to keep the ball down here.
Absolutely. It's almost where he's kind of forcing it down instead of just allowing his body to get the pitch down.
Four-pitch walk. The inning began with a one-pitch ground out, reversed on umpire conference to a clean reach and a throwing error, and a four-pitch walk follows.
That's why I love this game. So much can happen, pitch by pitch, hitter by hitter. It just magnitudes everything.
So the freshman, Zach Stevens, did not start until about 10 games in, homered yesterday. Off the end of the bat.
That's trouble.
Over the shoulder, Simos, and the flip to first a little late. Lowry able to dive back in.
That was a great play right there. He stayed with the ball the whole time, saw it into the glove, made sure he secured the catch. So that's an outstanding play right there. The Navy hitters have been a little too aggressive here with a 4-pitch walk right there. You really have got to, pick the right pitch to go after right there. And it's just been a little aggressive here.
Jacob Williamson, his offensive numbers have struggled a bit of late. Navy's only sent one ball out of the infield. That was Evan Lowry to begin the game, the fly ball out. Pop out, strike out, reach on an error. Walk and a pop out. Snagged by Simos in shallow outfield. Oh, buzzed him there.
Just a little more selective at the plate is what they need to be, especially the guy who's a little wild. The pitches you get need to be ones you can drive.
Messina misses. Now remember the scouting report on Sam Messina, great stuff, but can have command woes. He was used in a late game high leverage situation last year when they had more starting depth.
Yeah, and it's surprising me that they're going out there like this and not making him throw a ton of pitches and getting him tired.
Hitters count, what do you want here?
You got to go with fastball. You have to get back into it. That's why strike one is so important. It will really set your next pitches for the rest of the bat. When you go 1-0, it changes your whole philosophy when you're out there throwing.
Go sign to Messina. Hodge at second, Liam Lowry at first. In the air. Playable in the gap. Walden makes the glove.
Jammed him right there on that pitch. He got in on the hands, didn't get him extended. That was actually a quality pitch right there.
Now batting number 18, Ryan Duffy.
Right there, catcher sets up inside, just drives it in there. Power for power, attacking him. I like that right there.
Ryan Duffy. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0. Army the lead. Great pitch.
Great pitch right there. Setting dead red fastball right there. Pulled the string on that. That was outstanding. 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
No pull here. Here we go.
2 out. AB's opponents hitting sub 200 against Messina. That's where stuff can shine. He's ahead 0-2 on Duffy.
You have so many pitches you can go with right here. I would love to see him go back in with that fastball a little above his hands to where the only thing he can do is pull it foul or swing and miss. I would love to see that right now. And then set him back up with a breaking ball away.
Oh, 2. Got a piece.
Went ahead and went with the breaking ball right there. And I think right there, he comes back in that first pitch he missed with the breaking ball. But if he would have went with something hard right there, change his eyesight a little bit, then that pitch right there, instead of him fouling off, I believe he would have missed it.
Back in the ball game. Here we go.
Because that was a defensive swing right there. He saw it and just wanted to tip it.
Right field, Drake Titus a little shallow here. Bit of a gamble. And a miss way up.
And when you miss up that far away, it does nothing. You've got to miss up in because the eyesight right there, moving back a little bit, he's not comfortable. He sees that pitch the whole way. That's just a wasted pitch to me.
Come on, Ryan. Here we go, man.
Got him. Bases loaded. What happened here?
He was just thinking too hard. You can see he pulled his left shoulder right there, and he wanted to make this the nastiest breaking ball he's ever thrown in his entire life, and he just let go behind him. He tried to get too cute with it and too hard with it, instead of just allowing that pitch to just be down in the zone.
So Navy goes to its 9-hole hitter, basically a second leadoff man, the freshman Joe Samorian. Really good gap-to-gap hitter. Gets on base about 40% of the time. He is one of Navy's better bunters. They don't bunt much, but they sometimes will shock teams and bunt for a hit.
It's not out of the question here, but this is going to be a tough at-bat here. This is a scrappy hitter. He's not going to swing at any bad pitches, so you got to be ready.
Red light on until the first strike comes?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, he's hit a batter, a walk, nothing to get strike one.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. The inning began with controversy. Up the middle, base hit. Will they challenge Hurtubise? 1 run in. They send in Liam Lowry, the throw, no chance for a tag, tied at 2.
Great piece of hitting right there. I was really surprised they gave him the green light, but that pitch was middle, and he attacked it. He went right after it. Didn't try to do too much with it, just try to stay up the middle with it, and got 2 runs out of it.
And remember, entering that inning, opponents 2-out ABs, 196 against Sam Messina on the year. Both runs unearned. The inning began with a reach on an error. In theory, it would have been over. And it was over, but umpire conference, they changed the ruling on the field from ground ball out to a reach on a throwing error by Jaquin. Evan Lowry, fly to center, first time up.
In this situation here, you're out there on the mound. You're like, okay, I've got to not get this other run across. He's got to be at command of his pitches.
So now more out of the zone than in the zone on the 29 pitches for Messina. Fouled away. The wind swirled and pick up. This park, if anything, plays very deep. The gaps are wide and deep. It's more of a doubles, triples park. Home runs are hard to come by.
Unless you're going to pull it down the left field line, it's going to be hard to get a home run.
But they're shading hard to the right center gap. They're given a pretty good amount of space opposite way.
That can just tell you right there how they plan on pitching him. They plan on pitching him in for pull, and they plan on not giving him a chance to just extend that bat away. And I've noticed with the lefties coming up, they are really pounding the lefties in hard instead of trying to let them get extended with their hands.
When Messina was on, he was tying up righties and lefties alike with that fastball buried in. Behind 2-1. Looped, arcing foul. It'll fall foul. We saw Navy go to its bullpen in the early stage. If Evan Lowry reaches, would Army get someone up?
I don't think so. I think the coach, we talked to him before, and he is really determined to let his guys work through a little bit of time. But for me, this is a game. This is an important game. You're going to win. It's all hands on deck to me.
2-2. To second base. Simos makes the throw. A moot point. The 9-hole hitter, Joe Samorian, with 2 down, drives 2 in. Up the middle to tie the game. It's 2-2 after 2. Two for Army in the first, 2 for Navy in the second. We hit the third in Annapolis. Tonight, 10 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network on the pitch. Major League Rugby action. The Seattle Seawolves host the first place NOLA Gold, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. This big-time matchup in college baseball, loaded with patriotism, reverence, and a couple of moments of controversy here today. Drake Titus doubled a run scored. 2-2 in the third. And now we're getting to that second time through for the starters. What do you want to see differently from Jared Lyons?
I just want to see strike ones. I want to see attacking the hitters. Right now, after your team has just scored, get out there, get them off the field quickly, and back the chance to bat.
Only had 5 first pitch strikes the first time through. He went ball 1 to Jacob Hurtubise in his second at bat. And obviously behind Titus here, the 2-hole hitter.
And both sides of the game right now, both pitchers are not really attacking on that first pitch. And it really sets the AB.
And each team fairly fresh in its respective bullpen. I think with truth serum, the head coaches would have said probably a plan to use 3 to 4 arms to get to our end game option. That might change on the fly today, and it's a good track by Zach Biggers. One away.
If both pitchers continue to go the way they're going, I see in the bullpen by the 5th inning. Both teams.
They can shift things dramatically. Jared Lyons has struck out 2. He's walked 2. He's hit a batter. One of his walks went to Anthony Jaquin, who later came around to score in the first inning. Right through the hole, base hit.
Now batter 6, Trey Martin.
So Jaquin aboard. He's reached twice. One out runner for Trey Martin, who singled in a run in the first inning. Double play depth. Great off speed.
Great pitch. Great pitch right there.
If you're Martin, what are you sitting on here?
You're sitting on fastball. And you can tell him that swing right there, he just was looking fastball. And I think the game plan here is not going to give him a fastball.
Here's a look at the first inning AB for Martin. Got the base hit to right. Able to shoot Drake Titus home. With men on base, opponents hitting .217 against Lyons this year. Now he is 6'6", long arms and legs. How does that impact mechanics and consistency of delivery for a pitcher?
It matters a lot. I mean, you have to line it up every single time, or you're just going to have one little thing off, and that pitch is going to be, its magnitude every time you throw the pitch. It's going to move and move and move. So you have to be lined up every single time you throw. And I've seen in between innings, he's really trying to line his feet up in his warm-up pitches. So I feel like he has something off mechanically right now.
Big rip, but well in front. And that's where Army just getting a guy on base, how does that shift things if you're already focused on the nuance of each pitch?
It changes everything up there because you've just warmed up. You feel good, you lined up, and now you got a guy on base, and now you're from the stretch. And then you have to worry about being quick to the plate. So it changes a lot if you don't feel right.
Long look. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Jared Lyons.
Aggressive with that pitch right there. He tried to throw a changeup down, but ended up leaving it up, and just, there's nothing like the high changeup to strike a batter out sometimes. It works.
Sitting on that fastball. Now Lyons has to deal with John McKenna. Clipped him with a pitch first time up. In the air. Surprising carry in this deep field, but on the warning track, right near the wall. Heck of a ride. Samorian reels it in. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Navy, including Christian Hodge, whose reach on error. Smart Navy in the second. Tied at 2, bottom 3. Navy deadlocked this game just last inning, and it began with a mistake. On the first pitch, Christian Hodge, ground ball. Anthony Jaquin, not a great throw. Did it take John McKenna off the bat? The ruling on the field was no. But a conference ensued after protests from Navy, and they changed the call, and that changed the inning.
Changed everything right there. Then right there, this table set up, hit by pitch, and right here, perfect hit, base hit up the middle. Didn't try to do too much with it. Knew he needed a base hit to tie this game up, and he come through big in the clutch.
Well, Joe Samorian delivered the 2-run single. Also made a pretty impressive catch on a ball that had shocking carry to the wall in deep center.
Well, off the bat, I thought it was a routine fly ball. I was taking a look, and the outfielder's running. He's running. He's running. I'm like, man, this has a chance to get out. Right there up against the wall.
Yeah, we can feel there's a bit of a chill as the clouds have covered up the sun at times. Oh, Michael Koritz tried to bunt his way on first time up, popped out. A little gamesmanship there.
I don't think he was trying to bunt at all.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think trying to draw him in a little bit there. And again, that pitch wasn't even close to being strike one.
You see the shift in the flag. 1-1.
I can feel a game change here for Navy. They're being a little more patient at the plate and really making him throw more pitches.
A weak tapper foul. Now the pitch count continues to go up. Remember that from Messina, it was a 1-2-3 first inning. Command part of the issue in the second with a walk and a bruised batter. In the dirt, it gets away from Ledoux, and a clean reach. Wild pitch. So strikeout, wild pitch, and it feels similar to the start of the second.
Absolutely, it's got a roll going here, and to me, this right here is the hardest thing in baseball. A guy swings at it and gets to go to first base. He gets to strike out, but gets to go to first. The catcher's right there has got to really smother that ball. I feel like he ended up and stayed up and didn't really feel like it was going to bounce the way it did. I mean, right there, you got to give your pitcher the confidence you can bounce that pitch right there.
Zach Biggers struck out looking first time up. Good rebound there by Messina.
Big rebound right there. Big. We're going to see a little small ball here. You think? Yeah, you feel maybe a little bunt here. Are we going to hit and run, or are we going to, smash it?
And Navy doesn't bunt a ton. That one shot foul. They'll bunt for a base hit, I think, in an end game situation, but Biggers not your prototypical 3-hole hitter. That's what his head coach told us.
Right. So, I mean, you get the third baseman way back here. They're not expecting it, and the best time to do it is when nobody is expecting it.
Up and in. Good recovery there by Ledoux. And Paul Kostakopoulos, the head coach for Navy, did say of Zach Biggers that the lineup flows when Biggers delivers. That one he delivered an evacuation plan.
Almost hit the bat right there.
Messina. Downstairs, strike 3. Well, back-to-back strikeouts.
Huge pitch right there. Huge pitch. He had the confidence to throw it again. And right there, the catcher made sure he was smothering that ball.
So here's Christian Hodge. Reached on error. Scored in the second. He leads this league in homers and RBIs. There's a low. Strike 1. This is from the series in West Point. And the blast delivered by Hodge head-to-head against Navy's longtime rival.
And he's looking here to do damage. That's what he's looking to do. He's looking to get a pitch that he can drive hard and try to score that runner from first base. He is the guy. And this is the one guy you don't want to let him beat you. So if you're out there on the mound right now, you do not give him any quality pitch that he can drive.
Homer twice at Fenway Park. Head-to-head in this series. And I think it does say something that he catches yet again today.
Absolutely. And he wants to be out there. He's the leader. And this pitch right here was a great pitch He just missed it there. He tried to elevate it, left it middle. He got away with that one. So you need to put that in your back pocket and make sure you make this a much better pitch.
He is the captain for Navy. Messina skips one.
If I'm out there right now, I throw 3 more of those. At one of them, he's going to be aggressive and he's going to swing at it.
Is there any hesitation with Ledoux? As there is some stirring, it looks like, for Army. Catcher with gear on just jogged down to the bullpen area.
I mean, he's not throwing a lot of strikes. His pitch count's getting up there, and they're seeing things that they don't like. You know, he's missed like that right there. That's miss. You're trying to throw high and you throw it middle. That right there could change the game completely.
Man on, 1 out. Out in front, snap throw, the tag a little late.
Outstanding right there. He was going to be aggressive. He was staying soft. He wasn't going to give any pitch to hit right there. And that right there looked like a strike and then just dies down right there.
So that's 3 straight strikeouts for Messina, 3 of his 4 on the outing. That first K also arrived with a wild pitch, so Corritt still at first. Liam Lowry walked on 4 pitches and scored his first time up.
And right now, you forget about the runner at first base. They've already shown they're not going to steal with him. You don't even really – I wouldn't even worry about giving a look. I would make sure I'm quality pitches. If he's still second, I am okay with that because I have 2 outs, and I'm going to go after my stuff against this hitter.
Why hold him on here?
Well, you just can't give him a walking lead on it. It's a good piece of hitting right there.
Oof, and that is just foul. And those winds are stiffly blowing right to left. You wonder – at another point in the game, would the ball bend that much?
First inning, that's definitely a double down the line right there.
Did not miss by much.
Count your stars there. But now you got to strike. You're 0-2 on the guy. You pound it. Again, I would throw more breaking balls in the dirt, back foot, nothing he can get his hands extended on.
There.
2-2 draw. Navy only 1 base hit. That was the 2-run single with 2 down by Zamorian.
There it is.
Strike 3. Yep. 4 Ks in the frame for Sam Messina. Command a little erratic, but he gets it done. We'll have a chat with the coaches when we're back. Tied at 2 in the 4th. The beautiful Brandwine family in the stands, as we are joined by the 14th year head man of Navy, Paul Kostakopoulos. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. What have you seen from Jared Lines today?
You know, I think he's just competing. You know, he's coming off we skipped a start last week, and, you know, he's just competing. He's trying to hit spots, trying to locate the ball down.
Are you really worried about strike 1? He seems a little erratic there. And at some point, are we going to get the bullpen going a lot quicker if we can't see some attacking the hitters more?
Yeah, no doubt. We're almost at a hitter right now. You know, we got to get some first pitch strikes, for no doubt, to set up our secondary stuff. And, you know, right now that's been a little bit more of a struggle with him.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
The veteran head man for Navy. There's an intensity and emotion. Just before we came on air, he was still offering some other coaching to members of his staff. The Lines opposing Andre Walden. Off speed up. Walden a sac fly in his first AB. Williamson in a bit at third base. Just off the turf grass. What kind of an impact is there from this kind of a surface? It's only dirt at the cuts of the bags, and on the batter circle, the rest is a turf.
It's tough. I mean, you really have to get it before it gets in the dirt part, because if it hits the lip of that turf, there's no telling which way it's going to bounce. So it's a little tough on turf, and it's going to play true except for those 3 spots.
There's a take, 3-0. 51st pitch for Lines. Swing and miss. Now Lines has walked 2. He struck out 3. Has hit a batter. Payoff.
This is such an important batter right here. You've been struggling to throw strikes. He gets on base here. Your day could be over very shortly. We just heard from Coach, going batter by batter right now. So, you got to show something here if you want to stay in this game.
Got him. Strike 3 called. Walden disagrees. What did you see?
I saw a good pitch. Down and away pitch right there. He's going after him right there. And I believe it might have been a little bit out, but, you can't take in that situation. That situation right there, you got to be ready to hit. You got to want to hit.
He was behind 3-0. Rallies to whiff Walden.
And that's just enough to give you a little more confidence right there to come back 3-0 and it could be, all right, I got this. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to attack him now.
Strike 1 on Ledoux. He went down as the first strikeout victim for Jared Lines in the first inning. Ledoux, a junior college transfer, one of several transfers for Army. A bit of a rarity to see transfers at the academies, but a piece of the puzzle for Army this year. Still means the same dedication to service and academic rigor. Appeal.
That was a great pitch right there. And just, dropped off the table. Looked like a strike the whole way before it drops. And that's what you got to do. It's got to look like a strike to the hitter and this fall off the table. I would come back with that exact same pitch.
He does, but hangs it a bit. Shallow center. That's going to fall and scoot past Samorian. Biggers, the second baseman, gathers. And an awkward plunge with the helmet flying free as the catcher Ledoux is second base.
See right here, he tried to make it nastier of a pitch. You can see his front side flies open, and he just tried to make it even better than that one before. And all you really have to do is make that exact same pitch. It doesn't have to be better, and that's experience. And that could be also the time he's had off. He's had, missed his last start. He's missing that feel of his pitches.
Scored a base hit on the reach, but an error by the overplay from Samorian to give him second.
Yeah, a good throw right there would have had him easy. But I like they're aggressive. You got to know they're aggressive. You got to know they're going to go after it. They're going to steal these bags. Now you have a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
And now you have a conversation with Jared Lines. Activity in the bullpen again. It's Trent Topping. Remember, he was up in the early stage of the game, the late part of that first inning. So Bobby Applegate, the pitching coach, out while Topping, the freshman, warms.
Absolutely, and I believe this is a little bit of stall tactic. Get him loose, get him ready to go, and if he's got the rest of this inning, if he gets him out, 1 base hit, 1 guy on, I believe they'll probably go to the bullpen because this is a long conversation. They're really trying to stall for time, and this point of the game, he's shown that he's not really throwing strike 1, getting after the hitters.
So now they're going to make the move. So the first call to the bullpen of the game is made by Navy. After a 1-out hit and an error, Jeremiah Adams due up. Topping enters. Tied at 2. Jared Lines done. Navy goes to the bullpen with a man at second and 1 out. They'll bring on Trent Topping. Third best ERA on this Navy staff. Second most appearances. He'll now match the closer, Trey Brathwaite, with his 17th appearance of the year. And he is used at times in endgame situations as well.
Well, I mean, this is important right here. I mean, you got to strand this runner here at second base. So at this point, it is a high-level situation, even though we are, early in the game. So you need outs. And the question is, how far can he go? How deep can he get the rest of the bullpen? Because, you've got to get a lot of ball game left out of a bullpen now.
Doesn't strike out a ton. He does walk a decent amount. 11 walks, 27 2/3, 13 Ks. That funky arm slot there, too, 1-0.
That's going to be tough on a right-handed hitters and seeing the ball because it looks like it's coming out and then it comes out again. So for them to see the ball and pick it up a little bit later is going to be tough. But I'd really like them to see attack the guys. I see a lot of breaking stuff early. I want to see some attacks.
That misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Ledoux reached on a 1-out poke to shallow center, and Joe Samorian came in a little too hard, charged with a fielding error as he overran the ball and gave Ledoux second base. He's practically falling off the first base side there.
He is. He has definitely got a delivery it's tough.
The winds have picked up. 2-1. Let's take a look at it.
So he lands on that heel right there, and it really allows torque of it. And that's the reason you see him falling off the left side, because when you land on that heel, it jerks your whole body back and spins the ball more.
Great pitch, the best one of his outing.
That was a good pitch. Buckled the knee right there. And that's what you got to see as a pitcher right now. That buckled him. He did not see that till the last second. So I would come back with the exact same pitch, just a little bit off the plate.
Goes down swinging. Bit of a challenge there.
Big right there. Big. I like that. I mean, he's showing him, fastballs right there. A nice little sink there at the end. Comes back across the plate. He attacked him right there. And now he put himself in a situation to get out of a huge inning.
The 9-hole hitter, Tim Simos, grounded to the pitcher. And Topping growing with his confidence here. You can feel that.
Absolutely.
They cheat hard at right field with Ryan Duffy. He plays much tighter to the chalk. Just off.
I like that pitch right there. A little bit off the plate, but aggressive.
Here, look at Duffy, and there's some of the perspective on that right side as they tilt pretty heavy, try to play him opposite way.
That tells me they're going to come heavy with some breaking balls or staying away there, and they don't want to give up anything on them lines.
There it is, right on cue.
Yeah. You see that one right there, that breaking ball right there would have been a great one if he had 2 strikes. Probably going to swing. That right there, he sees it too low, and he's going to stay away from it because he knows he can't drive that pitch.
Can you throw that again in the hitter's count here?
No, because he's seen it once, and he's probably going to lay off of it. Right now, I come back with a fastball away.
He does. That is foul.
Now, what you do now is you start that breaking ball right where that fastball was and just let it tail off. And there's a great chance he's going to swing and miss or hit a ball to second base.
And they have Zach Biggers guarding that right side with Zach Stevens, the first baseman, hugging the chalk. The right fielder Duffy has come in a few steps. A right to left wind, tied at 2.
There it was.
In front.
Yep, that's it right there. That's the pitch right there you want to go for. You set him up with that fastball away, start in the same spot.
Back-to-back strikeouts. Topping tames the 2 he faces. Tied at 2. Jim Foster, head man for Army. But we're back. Tied at 2, bottom 4, Army, Navy. And we're now joined by the Army third-year head man, Jim Foster. Coach, we thank you so much for joining us. Take us through what you saw, the Hodge reach at first and the second, and how Messina has rebounded since.
Well, we talk about out-after errors all the time, and Sammy's 1 for 2 today, and I think the big thing was walking the next guy. Mistakes happen. Anthony just threw the ball a little bit wide there, and Mac came off the bag. I guess the ump had a bad angle, he said, and had to get some help. But we got to get the next guy. We can't walk the next guy. Freebie ends up scoring. So he did a nice job the next inning with with that combination, getting the pass ball, strike 3, struck out the next hitter. So he's throwing the ball well. He's got good stuff, doing a good job.
Well, how do you feel about it right now as far as attacking the hitters? I mean, the last 2 innings, I feel like he's really going after him with strike 1. Is there a shorter leash right now on him, or are we going to run him a good bit?
Well, we got a full bullpen, so we're going to see how far we can get him. We'd be happy with 6 out of him. That'd be great. But he's throwing the ball well. He's attacking hitters. He's got good stuff.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
That's the Army head man, Jim Foster, who has his own tie with his counterpart for Navy, and Paul Kostakopoulos shared time at Providence together. Zach Stevens, who on 1 pitch popped to second first time up. Ahead 2 balls and no strikes against Sam Messina. Look at those jerseys back in the day, the pinstripes with the old school P.
Looking pretty slick right there.
The brothers with the Friars. Foster caught for Costi back in the day, and now they oppose each other in one of the great rivalries in all of sport. How many times did you wind up facing at all levels, majors and minors, longtime friends, teammates that were then on the other side? Any stand out for you?
In the majors, I did a few times. Growing up, I didn't. I didn't have anybody playing against in the minor leagues. But in the major leagues, had quite a few guys I played with in Cincinnati, and it always felt weird. And always before the pitch comes, I get a little tip of the hat, and then when I strike them out, I'll give another tip of the hat.
Sam Messina has struck out 4 consecutive men, and a piece there for Zach Stevens.
He's got him set up for that breaking ball right here. I would bounce it right in front of the plate, not too far out, but bounce it right in front of the plate and swing over the top of it.
Take away the shortstop hole here. Another piece. And it did feel like Jim Foster, when you asked him about the leash, talking about having a full bullpen, you feel like as soon as Messina shows any wavering, they'll make that move.
Absolutely. I feel if anybody gets on base, we'll have action in the bullpen, and then from there he'll just look at how the starter's doing it.
They were trying to pinch that shortstop hole. That means a range left for Martin. He makes the throw. Let's revisit the record-tying 4 strikeout third.
Yeah, last inning, he just went after. He got a guy get on base from the wild pitch, and then the breaking balls right there. Them are right down the middle, and then they drop down at the end. So the hitters, they look like fastballs. They're going straight down motion, and them pitches right there are going to keep him in the ball game a lot longer if he goes out there and attacks them with that pitch.
There are the numbers on Messina. Jacob Williamson is fly to left. There's a heavy foul.
And that was a great pitch right there because it was so far in. The only thing he can do with it is hit it foul. And now you've really set him up for this at bat. Now you have a chance to put that breaking ball away or that fastball away.
Such big dip there, 0-2.
Absolutely. I mean, right there, that was a great pitch. See, it starts out right there, belly button, and then just drops down. Now you start that pitch around the thigh and watch it in at the shin, and he'll sit in the dugout.
There you go.
There you go. Right there you go.
I think you've done this before.
A couple of times. They always seems like it tries to work for me, but sometimes when I'm out there pitching, it doesn't work, and I hang it, and I'm there watching it. You see right here, he just started a little bit lower, and it's going straight down. It's not going side to side. So to the hitters, it looks like a fastball.
6 strikeouts for Messina, his career high 9. Ryan Duffy shows the bunt. Got a piece, strike 1.
You got to break up the rhythm here. You got to do something. Even a bunt out to break up the strikeout rhythm and to break up the rhythm of the pitcher is important. It is a chess match.
I'm more of a checkers guy myself. 0-1. Up and in.
Now right here, he's got to contain them emotions right there. He tried to overthrow that pitch. He's on the bump now. Now just calm it down a little bit and zone them strikes in.
And Navy tied the game in the second. The man on deck, Joe Samorian, a 2-out, 2-run single up the middle. Since then, only one Navy player has reached, and that was Koritz on a strikeout wild pitch.
He's in command right now. He's taking the game, and it's his. It is his. He's out there. He's going to attack these hitters the last 2 innings, and he's doing very well with it.
1-2. It does feel like, though, deep in the second time through the 9, the Navy hitters are getting pieces of some of these 2-strike pitches.
Absolutely. But now that breaking ball, he's shown the last few innings is going to come big here. He throws his breaking ball again just like that, drop it down, and we'll have another strikeout this inning. Good pitch.
Duffy able to lay off there. He might have heard you.
Maybe.
63 pitches for Messina. A lot at stake. The series on the weekend, the season series, and the Star. Weak tapper. Foul. And it also feels like these teams are probably on another collision course come the Patriot League tournament.
Absolutely. You can just tell the feel out here of the team and the players. The emotions are running high. Everything is run hard, played hard, and it's fun baseball to watch. Right here, he needs to start that breaking ball right there at the kneecap, drop it straight down. Not the sweeper, but the one that goes straight down right now. It looks like a fastball.
Fouled off. Here's how the Patriot League shapes up. Now, Holy Cross hosts Lafayette in a doubleheader today. But of late, Navy and Army pulling away. They have been surging. Navy with wins in 8 of 11, 6 league wins in that time. Army with wins in 8 of 10. In the air to right. Titus had to been shallow when the wind cuts that down. Those right to left winds aid that ball on its descent. Anthony Jaquin has been aboard twice, has scored a run. He's among the 3, 2 up for Army. Tied at 2, Army-Navy as we shift to the 5th. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, CBS Sports Network's Inside College Football crew digs deeper into the upcoming NFL Draft. They'll break down the best arms in the game, speculate on the next superstars. Don't miss the Quarterback Show on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. And there's obviously deep football connection. Heisman Trophy winners for Navy, Joe Bellino, Roger Staubach, both stars on the diamond. Staubach, of course, known for his rocket arm. 3 years in the outfield for Navy. Bellino, a catcher for 3 seasons, passed away in late March. Condolences to his family. One of the great stars of the game. The star is on the line in this game in the series between Navy and Army. Jacob Hurtubise. A walk, a ground ball out, a controversial caught stealing today.
Yes. And you just couldn't tell on that if the hand got in there or not. I thought he got it. I thought he beat it out, but you just couldn't see real close on the replay. He is going right after the hitters right here. He is saying, here's my stuff. I'm going to take you.
Trent Topping faced 2 men, struck them both out, stranded an inherited runner when he entered in the 4th. Tough play, that's through the hole, base hit. Jacob Hurtubise, who's major trouble when he gets on base, is aboard for a second time.
Good piece of hitting right there. Just didn't try to do too much with it. Pitch was right there. I mean, it was a quality pitch. Just did a good piece of hitting.
The blazing speed on with Drake Titus standing in. Does this mean more fastballs?
Right now, I'm out there pitching. They're probably going to try to bunt or steal. I've got to get this guy out. If they square around the bunt, high fastball up and in, it's tougher to bunt, may get the bunt to pop up. But at some point, there's going to be some action here. They're going to try to steal. At some point, there's no doubt about it. So
here's a look at the steal try earlier in the game. Not the cleanest jump. The call was out at second base as a throw to first. A little late, Hurtubise back safely. Up and in. Nearly got him.
And I think he thought a bunt was coming too. I think it's all right, up and in with the fastball, try to get him to pop this up.
Titus, by the way, 5 successful sacrifices, second most on this Army team. And there's the square. Foul ball.
I was almost trying for a bunt for a hit right there. I don't think coach is going to be too happy about that right there. That right there, you just want the ball down in play, use the speed, get to second base. I would do it again.
Williamson shallow at third. With these wins, Evan Lowry in left has to play a little deep. Another throw to first base. If you did swing away and poke a ball over third, there is so much room, even in that shallow left field.
It would easily be a run scored in a double, no doubt about it. It'd be tough.
Is that one that Titus would like back?
Absolutely, he wants that back. Big time, he wants that back. I'm surprised they didn't steal on that one right there also.
What's up?
Because he's not very quick to the plate. He's not, you know, the catcher's going to have to make a perfect throw to get him because he's not quick to the plate at all.
Throw to Hurtubise. Making sure that he stays honest. Look at those numbers. Had only been caught 3 times on the year entering the day. Got nabbed in the second. He goes, swing and miss, throw down, tailed him at third base side, and he's still out. Had been caught 3 times all year, nabbed twice today.
That was a perfect throw right there. Nothing better than that right there. I mean, strike him out, throw him out, changes the inning completely. Pops up quick, throws the ball. I mean, absolutely perfect.
Well, the DP nullifies the threat. Now Anthony Jaquin is nobody on base. Ball 1. What do you think?
I think he was safe on that one. Definitely. You can see that hand was there.
There's a rip.
And right there's a run. Could have been a run.
Now, if you're Army, you're reliving 3 major pivots in this game. The Hurtubise caught stealing that ended the second. It looked bang bang. The safe call at first, the Hodge reach on the offline throw by Jaquin to spark the second, and the strike him out, throw him out, caught stealing here in the 5th. So Jaquin on for Trey Martin, ribby single and a strikeout. They play him straight up and deep. Are you almost thinking, with how big this park is and how the winds have occasionally impacted, with a runner at first, no doubles already?
Absolutely. I would. I mean, I go no doubles here. Just the way the park plays, the way the wind is shifting, you play with your elements, and no doubles is definitely something I would pretty much stay the rest of the way out.
Trent Topping, couple of hits allowed, but there's strike 1, evens the count on Martin.
Right here should be an action pitch right here. I mean, a hit and run or something right here, because more than likely you're going to get a nice pitch to hit.
That's a heck of a pitch.
That's a heck of a pitch right there. That was a heck of a pitch.
Now, Topping has gone as long as 4 innings this year. That was on the 10th of March against Cornell. He can give great length.
Keeps throwing stuff like that right there. He'll stay out there quite a while.
He went those 4 innings on 46 pitches against the Big Red. Outstanding stuff. A couple of hits allowed, but a couple of Ks as well, including the caught stealing, strike him out, throw him out that nabbed Jacob Hurtubise, or did it at second base. We're halfway home, tied at 2. Army-Navy football this past December. The run game on prominent display. Calvin Hopkins Jr., 2 rushing touchdowns. Army recovered a pair of fumbles in the fourth quarter and held off Navy 17-10. Third straight win for the Black Knights of the series, and the CIC retained by Army West Point. Now, Navy clinched the Star Series in all sports head-to-head with Army last weekend. The Star Series has been dominated by Navy. 21 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. Today's winner, though, in this baseball game clinches the Star for baseball. And the star player for Army, Jacob Hurtubise, has been called out on seal tries at second twice. Jim Foster has not agreed with either call. This was during the last half inning break.
Yeah, and those are pivotal outs right there. I mean, it changes the game right there. And these guys are playing so hard right after the Star game, and you can tell they love this ball game right now.
Joe Samorian, the 2-out, 2-run base hit. Messina, his 69th pitch, 44 strikes. Battled some command woes in the second. Injured by a defensive mistake and perhaps a missed call at first. Another moment of controversy today. And I thought it was telling, Jim Foster, when asked about the call at first and Messina's recovery, he pointed to the walk of Liam Lowry. Said he can't lose that next hitter.
Right, that's so important. When you have you can't control the situations once it's out of your hand as a pitcher, but you can control the next pitches and the next pitches after that.
Bullpen springs to life for Army. Catcher with gear on jogs down, ground ball to second. Simos the throw.
And that right there slowed down a little bit in that bullpen right there, getting a 3-1 pitch right there and getting an out. But I believe that, anybody gets on base, we're going to see action quickly in this game from both sides from now on.
So after the Samorian ground out, Messina was behind 3-0. Top of the order, Evan Lowry. Fly to center, bounce to second. Strike 1. As beginning that third time through. What's your take, your feel for hitters seeing a pitcher that third time at the impact it has?
At that point, you have to change your location, change what pitch you're doing. If you stick with the same sequence, it usually gets in trouble right there. For the most part, it's just a chess match there. You can throw them a fastball, but you got to be a little more fine with it because they're starting to see your release point a little bit better.
Does Messina look like he's following through even a little more violently now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, from about the second inning on, he really started to drive that pitch instead of just kind of floating it in there, and he's really getting extension and through the pitch and, powering it.
Lowry gets a piece.
Just pushing off, driving it through there, really trying to make that pitch be perfect.
That one just a touch off.
Good pitch. His other swing, no chance to hit it. Now will be a great time to come back with that breaking ball that drops straight down in the dirt.
2-2. Snaps it up.
Goes with the fastball.
So back-to-back 3-ball counts. There is a left-hander warming for Army. That's Cam Opp. That's their closer.
Wow, a little early for the closer, but it's such an important game.
Fouled off the top of the Navy dugout.
See, by going with the 2-2 fastball there, you basically said, I'm going to go fastball the rest of the way through. Right there, at that 2-2, a breaking ball, a changeup would have been a much better pitch because then, that 3-2 fastball looks a little different.
Ball 4. Evan Lowry, the leadoff man in the straight 9, engineers a 1-out, full count walk. Cam Opp has been throwing for a little bit. Right-handed hitter Michael Koritz due up.
He still looks a good bit from being ready down there, still stretching. He doesn't even have the catcher down yet, but they're sending somebody out there to say, hey, speed this up, get a little bit, get ready to pitch.
Throw to first, safe retreat by Evan Lowry. Jakeen in a stride or two at third base. And the bunt popped up. That's going to fall foul. There's a lot of foul ground here. You know, we've seen a wild pitch allow a man to reach already.
I'm surprised there with the bunt. I really am with one out and just coming off a walk right there. A bunt to me is almost helping Army because you have 2 outs now. I've never liked bunts with 1 out.
After the second walk of the outing by Messina. 0-1 to Koritz.
Great pitch.
And the bunt injures that take there, right?
Absolutely. I mean, when you're bunting, yes, you're seeing the pitch, but it's not the same as when you're squared around ready to hit. So now he's got the batter. He really does.
In the air. The left fielder, Walden, makes the grab. 2 down. Sam Messina, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Zach Biggers has gone down looking and swinging. Messina's allowed 1 hit. That was 2 outs. Second inning. Joe Samorian up the middle, drove in 2. Those 2 runs were unearned. Runner goes, pitch taken for a strike, throw down, not in time, gets away, but not deep enough. Off the glove of Simos. Evan Lowry's got second.
Yeah, he never really even looked at him. He was not concerned if he stole the base right there because he's got 2 outs. And he knows this is the guy you want to get right here. You do not want to get the next guy up. This is the guy you want to get out right here and let him start off the next inning.
And Christian Hodge, the league leader at home runs and RBIs, on deck. First base open, that doesn't mean a whole lot. Now you do wonder though, if you were to lose Biggers, you probably walk Hodge, bring in the lefty to face Liam Lowry, right?
I don't know if I'd ever really like to walk the bases loaded. On paper, yeah, that looks the right way, but you're a wild pitch away from losing it.
Moot point, chopper to third. Sam Messina works around the walk in the stolen base. All even still, 2-2 to the 6th. All even at 2, the series on the line today as Army and Navy face off at baseball. There's more college baseball to come Tuesday night, 8 Eastern. CBS Sports Network back on the diamond. In-state matchup between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Creighton Blue Jays. Don't miss more college baseball action on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Creighton just swept Seton Hall at Big East play, but State Pride will be on the line, a series that has its own history, dominated by the Cornhuskers overall and of late. They've played every year but 2 since 1973. And today a series that goes back to the turn of the century, to 1901.
A lot of history there. A lot of history, a lot of pride, a lot of honor. What do you feel right now this game is going? I mean, it is a 2-2 game, and you're just seeing and feeling the atmosphere of this crowd and the players.
It's been ratcheted up inning by inning, and a bit of a show of the hand by Army closer Cam Opp getting up during the course of last inning. John McKenna 0 for 1. Takes a strike from Trent Topping. You believe that Messina is now done for Army?
I do. I believe he's done his job. He's been out there. He's had struggled a little bit through that last inning. You could just tell a little fatigue was setting in. I think it's time to let him finish the game right there.
That was a good finished pitch, 1-1 by Trent Topping. Now tries to put McKenna away. Army is out hit Navy 6-1.
That is such a tough pitch on a right-hander right there. It just sweeps, especially with his arm action and his mechanics. Just, it's hard to pick that spin up.
Topping entered with 1 out, man on in the 4th. Got back-to-back strikeouts. Got 2 Ks last inning as well. Skied foul ground right side. Zach Stevens no play.
And that's not where he wanted that pitch right there, but it's so hard to pick it up. You just can't square it up. And I would come back with a fastball away, a little off the plate, maybe a ball, and then come back with that breaking ball. Even though it's 3-2 if you did that. But his breaking ball is on right now.
Catcher in. Ripped through the right side hole. Did that miss?
Missed. Yeah, he missed his spot completely on that one right there. He was trying to come in to set him up, and that pitch ended up almost right down the middle.
Now batting number 34, Andre Walden.
You can see the catcher Hodge shift the glove incredibly.
Yeah, he missed about a whole plate on that one. And that's tough. Miss pitches.
Watch hands there.
So Andre Walden due up with McKenna on at first. He'll be held on by Zach Stevens. Andre Walden, a sac fly RBI. Struck out looking. They play Williamson shallow at third. Takes off speed for a strike.
Not really a stolen base threat right here. So you kind of really want to make sure your pitchers are locked in right now. I don't feel like they're going to run. He's not much of a threat to take the bag. You just got to keep an eye on him, just so you don't get a huge lead and just take it. But for the most part, really focus on this at batter.
How do you like Topping's move?
I like his move. It's quick, it's short, and it's not about picking the guy off. It's just about keeping him close to the bag so it keeps him from throwing.
And there is the Navy closer, Trey Brathwaite, loosening. There's the bunt. Oh, what a great bunt. Third base side.
He's going to be safe. See, that situation right there, the third baseman had to stay put because the shortstop come to cover at second base. Third baseman gets that. He takes third base, nobody standing there. So that right there was perfect played ball. See right there, the shortstop went to second base. Third baseman could not come in to get that ball, or he would have took third base with nobody there.
So now, first and second, nobody out. Do you sacrifice Blake Ledoux?
Absolutely. Absolutely I do. I set the table up. That's huge. You eliminate the double play situation. Then all you need is a wild pitch, sac fly, take the lead of the game.
There's the bunt.
Beautiful
Another
bunt.
really good one. Sacrifice 1-4.
Beautiful bunt right there. He sacrificed himself, watched it all the way down, made sure it was a perfectly down bunt. And now with a runner at third base, with 1 out, you almost have a 70% chance he's going to score.
So you got second and third. You've got your closer warming.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them play in, to be honest, and get the out. Right now, if you're Navy, you've got 1 hit. 1 run could make a huge difference in this ball game. So even though we are in the 6th inning, I'm going to play my infield in and keep him at third base. If I can get that ground ball, get an out, and keep him at third.
They're going to do it with a new pitcher. They're going to lift Topping and call upon their closer in the 6th inning. Second and third, 1 out. There's something different about Army Navy, and a different approach for Navy. Tied at 2, out hit 8-1. Army second and third, 1 out in the 6th. Here is a top 10 saves man in America, the closer, Trey Brathwaite.
And that just speaks to the volume of this game right now. This is how important it is these guys to win this ball game. They're bringing in their bullpen ace to end this. And, and a lot of people get caught up with the closer should only pitch in the 9th inning. This could be the most pivotal point of the ball game right now. And you've got to leave the runners on. Like I said, Navy's got 1 hit right now. That runner at third base is huge.
No Navy pitcher has inherited more runners than Brathwaite, 19. 5 of them all year have scored. You were saying during the break, bunt wouldn't shock you here.
It wouldn't shock me at all. It would not shock me at all because, like I said, that 1 run at third base is huge and important. You got the ace out here who's very capable of striking out the next 2 batters. I just need a ball in play, a bunt, put it in play, score me a run.
Jeremiah Adams has struck out twice, gets brushed. If he didn't shave this morning, that might have done the duty.
Well, at this point here, you play this a little different. If you hit him, you walk him, that's fine. You load the bases up for a double play situation at every bag. So right here, you do not want to give him any pitch to hit. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 2-0 and just give an intentional walk.
Popped up. Hodge. The captain secures the out.
Huge right there.
What did he get him on there?
Just looked at elevated fastball right there. He just did not want anything down, up on the hands. Once again, if that was going to be a ball, if he swung at it, great. But no pitch to drive right there, right on the hands. Great pitch right there. Now you open up so much more to get out of this inning.
They'll face the 9-hole hitter, Tim Simos. Bounce to the pitcher, strikeout swinging. The speedy lefty, Hurtubise, on deck. Fastball up. Brathwaite more saves than any other Patriot League team. He is 1 off Navy's all-time single-season record. But when we spoke with Paul Kostakopoulos, he talked about the growth of Brathwaite from his plebe freshman year into his sophomore year, his confidence. He's really a 2-pitch man, 89 to 91, but the delivery, the arm slot, the ball attacks hitters late.
Yeah, it jumps right on him. You can just tell his release. He is way out there and just gets the ball out there.
The inning began with back-to-back hits, the second a bunt, then a sac bunt. Hitters count.
Great pitch on the hitter's count right there. You're looking fastball only, and you're going to just spit on any breaking pitch right there. And now you come back with another breaking pitch a little bit lower and get out of this inning.
Does the closer follow the recipe here in the 6th? Lost it and hit him. Bases loaded.
Yeah, that pitch right out of his hand, just he wasn't confident in it, didn't have it. And I wonder how he's feeling out there being in the 6th inning. What is he mentally prepared? Because that's so important for a closer to be mentally prepared to go out there. And at this point now, he's really got to zone it in and get this batter because, like I said, this is a huge part of the game.
That's his first hit batter of the year. They'll play Zach Stevens at first base in front of the runner, Simos. Hurtubise, who has great speed, takes ball 1.
At this point, I would take a trip out to the mound and a lot of these pitches have been a little high in the zone. He hasn't really zoned it in good. And you wonder how loose he was in the bullpen.
Bases loaded. It's not without precedence for Brathwaite. Back in early March, he went the final 3 2/3 when he worked behind today's starter, Jared Lyons. He has gone long on the year. But here he's in a big-time spot. 2-1. Brathwaite entered this outing 26 strikeouts, 6 walks, no hit batters, no wild pitches in 20 sterling innings on the year.
This is a different ball game. I mean, this is a different between the two. Great pitch.
Now he lost the breaking ball with 2 strikes to hit a batter last time around. What do you want to see here?
He does not have the feel of the breaking pitch right now. I would love to see another fastball, hard down and away, or up on the hands where you can't get power. I mean, I like it, down and away right now, and just get it.
Out in front. Now they're playing that outfield shallow. If Hurtubise could ride the jet stream, it could be major damage, but you have to take that risk, right? The one run means so much.
It's so much. I mean, you have one hit right now. I mean, you're not killing the baseball. So this one run, that's why we see their closer in the game right now. He knows this is it. This is important.
Facing Army's leadoff man. In the air, right center field, base hit. McKenna scores. Walden scores. To third base, Simos, and Jacob Hurtubise delivers against Navy's closer, 4-2 Army.
And this is where it's tough right here in this situation. You're coming in, and you don't have the feel of your breaking ball, and you become one-dimensional pitcher. And that was just a fastball that ended up drifting right over the middle of the plate. And that situation, even the hitters know, hey, his breaking ball isn't there. So eliminate one pitch, and you're sitting on dead red, and a hitter sitting on dead red is dangerous.
He had allowed just 5 of 19 inherited runners to score all year. 2 hand-me-down men both come across here in the 6th. Now Drake Titus, who has doubled and scored, he's 1 for 3. Navy has not known a lead. Army now has out-hit Navy 9-1. Center field, pops down, base hit. And Samorian, perhaps thinking about the overplay from earlier, pulled up and allows Hurtubise with great speed to blaze first to third.
At some point now, you have to possibly actually get another pitcher warming up. You can just tell he doesn't have the same. He doesn't have the breaking ball right now. It's not there. So they're only looking fastballs. Right there was a breaking ball. There's just kind of a little hanger on him, and he doesn't have the feel of that. So it's a tough situation right now.
I do wonder if Samorian charges that harder, if he has a better read on the bounce. Even with Hurtubise's great speed, I don't think he takes the risk. I think he shuts it down at second.
Yeah. I definitely think if he would have charged that a little harder, he would have shut it down there.
And there is no activity currently in Navy's pen, although the midshipman spins off and arcs in that direction. The conversation now with Brathwaite, your closer, you need him to deliver. He got the pop out and foul ground from Jeremiah Adams. Since then, hit batter, 2-run hard single, and a soft single to center.
He just doesn't look comfortable out there. It almost looks like he's unprepared mentally and physically to be out there and to get it done. But he's got to figure a way right now to get this last out. This inning is starting to get way out of hand. You've got to keep your composure out there and somehow get an out.
After the Drake Titus RBI single, pensive watch from Navy as he misses up Anthony Jaquin in that 3-hole. 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. He's been great.
Yeah. And this is a guy you want up right now to deliver these runs in. Good pitch right there. But a swing right there, you can just tell they've eliminated breaking ball. They don't believe he's going to throw enough breaking balls to get them.
Navy entered atop the Patriot League, 15-5. Army in second at 10-6. There's a great pitch.
Great pitch right there.
Now they're playing their second baseman, Zach Biggers, hard in the hole and very deep. He's a good 2+ strides in the outfield.
Oh, absolutely. He's ready for that pull. I mean, that's no question. They give him pull.
Runner
Great
off,
pitch.
swing and miss. The ball lost. They need to complete the putout. And Hodge has no play. Scoring from third. Hurtubise. It's 6-2 Army.
Just sweet right under his legs. Looks like he thought he had it. And that hurts. That hurts big time. Quality pitch right there. But now he's got to do it again. He's got to forget about it. And he's got to focus on getting this next batter. Great pitch, just right underneath the glove.
Strikeout, wild pitch. So now 4 straight Army men have reached against the closer, Trey Brathwaite. 4 in, 2 on, 2 out. Trey Martin, an RBI single, has struck out twice. That's the first pitch strike from Brathwaite.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, you have that first pitch sets up everything of the at-bat.
Out in front. The man who began the inning with a single, John McKenna, is on deck.
That's a long inning right there. That's tough to bounce back from something like this, a crooked number like that on the scoreboard.
In the dirt, Hodge blocks it.
Now the question, if you're Army, do you bring your pitcher back out with now you have a 4-run lead and kind of extend him out a little bit more?
Okay, baby. Hey, good breath. Here we go.
Brathwaite can feel the pressure of this inning. Good rip. That's going to fall down. Around of third by Titus. Samorian lobs it in. Over to third. Such DeKeen. It's a 5 spot in the 6th. Army is batted around on top 7-2.
Yeah, that pitch just didn't have the sharp break to it there at the end and just got enough of it just to poke it out there. And a good piece of hitting to stay back on it. But, you know, that hurts a little bit right there. I mean, you have him 0-2 and then give up a hit.
That's 5 straight men that have reached against Navy's closer.
Come on, Gator. Go, Gator.
John McKenna, his single began the 6th inning. He's also been hit by a pitch and scored, and that one nearly got him. 1-0.
Yeah, at some point you're going to have to get somebody else in this game. You do not want to extend your closer to just stay out there and just, you know, get this more and more and more, because obviously he's done after this inning. So it's time to get somebody rolling and going in their bullpen.
In the dirt, runner from first takes off, and from third. Hodge, the lunge, the tag. Out.
It's aggressive baseball right there.
So Anthony Jaquin out on the tag at the plate. A furious 5-run 6th for Army. The Navy closer, Trey Brathwaite, endures his worst inning of the year. Hodge, who lost on the strikeout wild pitch, looking for some redemption on that lunging tag, but it's all Army, mid-6. Let's break down the game to this point. It was Army scoring 2 in the first. Trey Martin single plus an Andre Walden sac fly made it 2-0. Navy tied it up. Joe Samorian 2 out, 2-run single up the middle. The only Navy hit of the game, still evened it at 2. And the rebound of Sam Messina, outstanding starter for Navy, as he struck out 4 in one frame, and then Army poured it on a 5 spot as they batted around to the 6th.
It's crazy. That inning right there just went out of control very quickly, and you can see it just rolling. The emotions from the Army bench were just huge. And Navy now has got a big hole and a big deficit, and they got to take it pitch by pitch. They can't try to get it back with one swing. They've got to manufacture some runs here.
11-1, Army out-hitting Navy. And you wondered, when the lead grew to 4, much less 5, would we see Sam Messina return for Army? We do.
Absolutely, and that's the absolute 100% the right call. Now, in between innings, I see several warming up down in the bullpen, stretching, getting ready. He'll have a short leash here. If one gets on, I'd expect somebody to be up and in quickly.
Now remember that Army did chunks of that damage against Navy's closer, Trey Brathwaite. Good backhand pick. Popped the throw from foul ground by Anthony Jaquin. What a play.
What a play right there. That's a huge play. Good throw, right on target. And just, sets the trend right there for that inning right there.
That's body control.
That's great right there. I mean, just keeps it, knows he's got his composure, knows the runner, knows he needs to just make a nice, crisp throw. Spot on.
Liam Lowry, a walk, a run scored. He is struck out. Nubs it foul. Now remember that it was a throw offline by Jaquin that allowed Hodge to reach when Navy got its 2 runs back in the 2nd inning.
Right. And I don't believe we have an earned run right now. I mean, he's just commanding the zone right now. But the Navy hitters are being too aggressive in this situation. They're swinging at that first pitch. They're trying to get all the runs back.
Good rip.
Second hit of the game. Now you have plenty of time in this ball game to get 1, 2 runs, 3 runs. You do not need to get a crooked number here. You have enough of the ball game left to just try to manufacture at least 1 run to get it rolling.
Poke to left. That's going to get down for a base hit. Zach Stevens 1 for 3. So Messina had allowed 1 hit through 5. He gives up back-to-back hits with 1 out in the 6th.
And this is exactly what Navy needs right here. Go out there and get these hits. Now it's time to start looking a little bit in the bullpen, get somebody going, get somebody ready. He's got a high pitch count right now. So it's time to slow it down. So he needs to slow the pace of the game down right now and quit letting it roll.
Ledoux is out for a conversation as Jacob Williamson 0 for 2 up. There's Cam Opp, the closer, who had been warming earlier in the game. He's up again for Army. Surprised to still see the closer up 5 in the 6th inning?
I am. I'm a little surprised for that scenario to have the closer up right now going, especially with a 5-run lead. But the question is, what's he thinking? Is he thinking, I'm going to give him a little bit longer of a leash, and that means a few runs would have to score for him to be in? It'd be a closer ball game. So I'm a little surprised. But it just speaks to how each of these coaches feel about this game today.
Right. Yeah, there's depth to this matchup, and they're going to make the call. So Messina done after 91 pitches, chased by back-to-back singles. They'll call on their closer. Cam Opp enters. Each team in this Army-Navy game has gone to its closer much earlier than you would expect. 7-2, Army on top. Sam Messina done after 5 1/3. Book still open. 2 unearned runs, 6 strikeouts, 3 hits. 2 have just come in succession to chase him, and they bring on the closer, the lefty Cam Opp.
I'm surprised here. I'm surprised with a 5-run lead they would bring him in at this situation in the ball game, because now is he going to finish the game? Probably not. So now you're going to have some more bullpen management toward the end of the ball game.
Cam Opp can touch 92 to 93. Was given the major league comparison of Craig Breslow by his head man, Jim Foster. So what does that mean? What can we expect?
Some power. I mean, we can expect some power and attacking some hitters. So I'd like to see that. I mean, I'd like to see him go out there and just say, here it is, hit it if you can.
Now, you saw in the numbers, the command is not consistent. That was more front side of the season for Cam Opp. 3 saves to lead the team, but 8 wild pitches, 17 walks, over 26 innings. And a young man who's overcome so much adversity. You know, grew up in England, wasn't getting the caliber of competition that he wanted, so he went stateside instead. And during that time, he learned of a stage 4 stomach cancer diagnosis for his late father, Stuart. He was given only 6 months to live. Fought for close to 2 years after being misdiagnosed. Went off to college without his father. Originally was set to go to Army West Point. It fell through. He went to William & Mary, got cut, did not make the baseball team, and he felt lost without his dad, without baseball, the sport that he loved. Transferred into Army and walked out of the baseball team. And he's risen to this spot as a high-leverage, best option in the bullpen, called upon in the unique environment here. 6th inning, up 5.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a scenario he hasn't really been in before. You know, coming into a ball game up 5 runs and early in the ball game. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes out there and attacks this game.
Runner's bluff, good recovery there by Ledoux. Emotions running high in a game like this anyway. Cam Opp wanted meaning to his life, especially in the wake of losing his dad, and he thought service would be a great route to that. He's called by many around the program an old soul.
He's fought adversity and risen and seems to be a leader now. Outstanding pitch right there. That pitch just dropped straight down. There's no reason not to come back with that exact same pitch.
Working behind Sam Messina. Great pitch.
Just drops it in right there. And there's nothing as a hitter you can do right there. You're not looking for that pitch. You see it up and out of the zone, and then it just drops straight down. And you know right there, you're done. Just buckled him right there. He saw it up, all right, the fastball away, and then just drops in, and that's not a good feeling as a hitter.
It looks like we'll have a new hitter here. Matt Wolf stands in instead of Ryan Duffy. Wolf, the freshman, a utility man. Ooh, and he gets hit. That'll load the bases, and that's part of Cam Opp's year. Wild pitches, walks, hit batters, command can be evasive at times.
That right there did not feel good right there on the legs. So he was looking for something totally different and get one. Oh, right on, looks like on the inside of the knee. The table's set here.
Tying run on deck. Joe Samorian had Navy's only hit through 5. That was the 2-run, 2-out base hit up the middle that tied the game in the 2nd inning.
Navy needs him to come up big right here with a big hit and get another 2 runs in. Start scratching him back into this ball game.
Cam Opp, what a response.
He's in the driver's seat here.
They play Samorian shallow in left. Hurtubise, his pants and jersey caked with dirt on Steele tries in center. And a miss up.
Set him up for that breaking ball right here. Huge pitch right here in this situation. Come back with a breaking ball, drop it down in the dirt. Goes with the fastball. I just think there's a lot of mistakes can happen right there with a fastball in that situation.
Is that something you see more in the college game as opposed to the pro game?
You do. You don't see a lot of, breaking balls in situations you want to see breaking balls in. It's almost like they're trying to, he's going to be thinking breaking ball. It's playing opposite chess match right there.
Where was that pitch?
Maybe a little high. Let's just see where it kind of crosses. Yeah, that's a little high, a little up. Yeah, because it crossed a little high. But come back with that same pitch, but a little bit lower. Almost, I want to bounce this pitch. I don't want him to be able to put the bat on the ball.
Count runs full.
I mean, you've locked in here. It's going to be a fastball. It's my stuff versus your stuff. And as a hitter, you sell out fastball. And if I'm a pitcher, I'm selling out fastball also. I'm like, here it is. Comes down to this right here. You hit it, you hit it.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Runners off, and Samorian goes down swinging. Cam off with a couple of Ks, leaves him loaded. And Army maintains a 5-run lead as we shoot to the 7th. Emotions run high when Army and Navy face off. The Star on the line today. The series, both on the weekend and on the season. It's part of the objective today. Army with 5 in the 6th on top 7-2. A sky to right. Matt Wolf, who came on a pinch hit last half inning, stays in and gives ground to Zach Biggers. What a grab!
There's a lot of ground to cover right there. He kept his eye on the ball and went after it. Had no doubt he was going to get it. Ooh, snow coned it.
On the tumble, holds on. The Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year in 2018. That's a second baseman getting a fist pump.
That's awesome. As a pitcher out there and you get a situation like that and you see a guy make a great play, I'd have probably been doing cartwheels, but, well, maybe not cartwheels, maybe a little higher fist punch, but that's awesome.
By the way, in the highlights we showed as we came back this inning, that was real time of you running in, right?
The sprint gets going sometimes.
So we began the show with you replicating what you did in the big league, sprinting in from right field, and we showed it there coming back for this inning. Where was that born? How did that happen?
I did that in AA. It was something we were down 6 runs, and we'd end up taking the lead, and I was pumped up to come out there. And I just liked the way I felt. I kind of sprinted out there, felt pretty good, and then all of a sudden I continued with it more and more and more. And with that sprint, what I get is I get out there and I get to come down from an adrenaline spike and really focus on that first pitch. Because how many times have you seen a reliever come in, that first pitch, he gives up a homer, a double, and then that's the ball game. You lose on that one pitch. So I'm able to really focus on that pitch.
There's strikeout for Walden. Hello, everybody. So did that help you today?
Absolutely. Got my nerves down. Get me to relax a little bit and, get out in camera here and then focus on the game. My legs aren't feeling too great. I might have pulled a couple of hammies, but we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Trainer, tape and ice.
Always tape and ice.
Here's Blake Ledoux. Base hit, a sacrifice.
Another thing, too, with the sprint, the fans are going to cheer either way. So, if I have a 5-run inning where I give up, at least they cheered me on the field.
Right.
May get booed off the field. But hey, at least they cheered me on the field. They want to see the run.
In the air.
Ball's carrying a little bit.
And Wolf gives ground to Samorian. So Brathwaite, big recovery, goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. We stretch. Let's go back a year ago. Patriot League Championship. Game 1, Army offense. 8 runs in the first game. And then more of the same in Game 2. Anthony Jaquim, the Rookie of the Year of the Patriot. A 2-run double. Bottom 7 put the Black Knights in front for good. A 5-3 finish to take the conference title. Army, 8 conference championships in the Patriot League since 1994. Leads the loop. Also got a win in the NCAA Regionals, the 4th in program history. Beat a nationally ranked and hosting North Carolina State team in the NCAA Regionals last year. Who will it be this year in the Patriot? It feels like another collision course between Army and Navy. Preseason top 2 teams. They've played as the top 2 teams entering today. But Navy in first place, down 5 to second place Army here.
And that was huge last inning right there, to get out of that inning right there. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and not to let them get a little bit back in the game. Because now you're shortening this game up to where you're going to have a crooked number out there.
They played Jaquim in and off the line at third. Pulled to first, took a bit of a tricky bound, and McKenna just holds and gathers.
Yep. All you have to do that there is make sure you catch the ball. You have plenty of time to get to the bag. It almost looks like it hit the dirt and the lip right there where the turf is and just took a hop.
And in that case, it might have actually helped McKenna a little bit. Here's Koritz. A bunt pop out. He's reached on a strikeout, wild pitch, and fly down. But during your major league days, you were, I think, probably best known widespread for the sprint in for the bullpen. But my favorite wrinkle, and we talked about this because you know that I love the food stuff much like you do as well. Your signature sandwich. I don't think as many folks know about it. Walk us through it.
Okay, so you take a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right.
You got to butter both sides of the bread. Peanut butter and jelly. Okay. And then you put 3 or 4 Reese cups in the middle of it. And then you griddle it just like you would a grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, and what a sprawling grab. Drake Titus.
That was huge right there. That had hit written all over it and just comes out of nowhere to make a great diving catch. That wind's playing trick on the ball.
I think he might deserve one of your heart attack sandwiches there. Cam Opp loves it.
Love it. Loving it.
Now, we have seen some spectacular defensive plays on both sides in this game.
We've seen some really hard-nosed baseball right here. You know, everything is so important. Every out, you're just fighting for it.
And Zach Biggers, couple of Ks, over in that 3 spot for Navy. The midshipman with 3 hits. The top 4 hitters, the most dangerous portion of their order, a collective over.
That's what you got to eliminate. If you want to win a ball game, that's what you have to eliminate in the lineup.
They are 0 for 10 with a walk, 3 Ks, and reached on one of those strikeouts with a wild pitch.
He is going after him. He is going right after him, attacking the zone right now. You know, he's making quality pitches. He's making them try to hit his pitches.
Infield back, outfield guards the right center gap.
Straight down. That was a nasty pitch.
Cam Opp is cooking. He is not allowed a hit. He's only allowed 1 to reach. Army up 5. Seven to 2, Army, the lead in Annapolis with a star on the line, and a lot of stars for Army today. What stands out to you?
Just all the singles, all the hits, just being productive in the middle of the lineup right there. And then, you know, they're making their opportunities. When they get runners on base, they're making the opportunities happen.
And remember, at the end of last half inning, we spoke of the top 4 hitters for Navy, a combined 0 for 11. 2 hits apiece from each of the top 4 hitters for Army.
And that's amazing.
Now, you were a little surprised. Navy closer Trey Brathwaite's still out there.
I am. I'm a little surprised. You know, the game is no longer at that pivotal point to where, you know, it's on the line. Now it's to the hitters to get back into this ball game. And I'm surprised he's still out there. You know, there's still more time in the season left. I would just not like him to throw so many pitches.
Right through the hole. Jeremiah Adams with his first base hit. So now every Army player, save for the 9-hole man, due up Simos, has a base knock.
It looks like we got a little bit of movement going over there. They might get somebody finally going up in the bullpen.
Strike to Simos. Santi Grossi getting ready. And he's normally part of the regular puzzle. It's just the order flip-flopped.
Yeah, almost going a little bit backwards today, both teams. You know, getting the closers in early.
Yeah, Brathwaite came on in the 6th inning, inherited 2 runners, got Adams, who just reached on the base hit, to pop out. Hit a batter, 2-run single, RBI single, strikeout wild pitch, RBI single.
Just a different game.
3 runs on his line today, yeah. And so much of it, the intensity. You know, you played for 4 different big league teams. What were the rivalry games for you? Any that stand out? What were they like?
Well, obviously in Cincinnati, we had a huge rivalry with the Indians, but the biggest one would have to be Milwaukee and the Chicago Cubs. They're close to each other, and the rivalry there was huge. I mean, every time we'd play in Miller Park, it'd be half Cubs, half Brewers, and you just feel the crowd just going at it. And that was a huge rivalry for us.
Simos down on strikes. It brings up Jacob Hurtubise, who's had a down and up day. He's been caught stealing twice, or has he been? Each time it looked like he could make a good case that he was safe. This is a strike him out, throw him out double play that felt critical, but even bigger, the 2-run base hit during that 5-run 6th inning. That was the big blow.
That really opened the game up right there. I mean, that was a huge hit, and you know, that just got the inning going. And now you really want to try to tack on one more run to kind of really just kind of bury it down a little tougher to get back into it.
Runner off, holding his ground, Biggers. They'll get one. Double play.
That was sweet double play right there.
Up the middle defense, stout for both teams, on display here. 4-6-3, but it's 7-2 Army. Late stage, 7-2 Army on top. Navy with 3 hits. They had 2 of them back-to-back in the 6th inning with 1 out. Here's the box for the team.
And that right there, just it says it all. Your top 4 batters are 0 for, and that's why right now you have 3 hits and you're down by 5 runs. It's tough. They've come after them. They've attacked them. They've went after them. And I think they've been a little too aggressive from the start of the game in really trying to make something happen instead of allowing it to happen. I feel their emotions may be a little bit higher than they need to be.
Uniform personnel on hand when Army meets Navy. Extra dignitaries arrive. There's a lift to the already existing reverence and the pomp and circumstance that these academies so richly deserve.
Absolutely, and the bragging rights don't just extend from today, tomorrow, or next week. It extends 10, 20 years.
Christian Hodge. Tough for Navy. Hodge, their best run producer, their power hitter, leading off here down 5, and he rips it foul.
That was his best rip of the day right there. He really got that one. I feel like he's been too aggressive at the plate on early pitches instead of waiting for the pitch just to get a little bit closer to him so he can put some power on it. I mean, he's hit a lot of weak ground balls today.
Jaqueen did make a really nice play on him last time around. But yeah, and it's been a lot of pull-heavy stuff, right?
Absolutely. He has not had anything from the right side on. He's opened them hip ups every single time, and he's trying to pull every pitch.
And that's where, down 5. Need a base runner here against Cam Opp, who has been outstanding for Army. What an effort from this lefty.
Been outstanding, been tremendous out there, and I feel like the rest of this game is his. You just got the feel and the sense that this is his ball game to finish.
Closer was called upon in the 6th. Out there in the 8th. Swinging.
Yeah, and even that one right there, you could tell he's trying to pull everything instead of just hitting it where the pitch is thrown. He's just trying to do too much.
Cam Opp has retired 6 of the 7 he has faced. The one that reached the then pinch hitting Matt Wolf when he was hit by a pitch. That's a big loaded swing there by Liam Lowry.
Yeah, they're trying to get all the runs back with one swing of the bat, and that's going to be in favor for the pitcher big time, because now he does not have to make the greatest pitch. He just has to make a quality down pitch.
Snaps that one up. Energy injuring Navy, and Army's patience allowing it to build, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the patience that Army has had just to let the game kind of progress and come to them has made a big difference. And Navy, just from start on, from the first inning, you just tell them swinging. You got a guy out there who walks a ton of batters, and you're swinging early in the count because you're trying to make it happen. And that really put them in the hole early.
My car's near there, Tom.
Yeah, I think it could get it, Drive home with a souvenir in the windshield.
Oh, she's all right. Thank goodness.
Still got some game left.
And this has been an emotional game for these two teams, and you can feel the eruption that awaits Army if Cam Opp can finish this off the way he's so brilliantly pitched out of the pen.
Right, and Navy at this point, you are starting to get a little desperate. You're going to have to get some cricket numbers up. There's no time to crawl back into this ball game, so you're really going to have to get base runners on base any way possible.
Oh, borderline pitch.
That didn't miss by much. Yeah, you're gonna need to swing at anything close on this next pitch. Yeah, anything close. That right there was a quality pitch.
Lowry rips it foul. The top 2 teams in the Patriot League. Navy entered with wins in 8 of 11, 6 of those league victories. Army wins in 8 of 10. These teams split a series at Army West Point a month ago, split a doubleheader yesterday here at Annapolis, and that one downstairs. That's the second man to reach against Opp. Third time that Liam Lowry's been aboard. There's a look at the Patriot League standings. Navy 30 wins overall, 15 in league play. Army in hot pursuit in second place. A Holy Cross at Lafayette. They're facing off a doubleheader today into Massachusetts.
He's going right after the hitters. And that's the great thing about a 5-run lead, is you really don't have to worry about the base runner too much, because they're going to play station by station because they are down so much. So you can really focus and attack the batter and make him hit your pitch. Ready missed by much. And if you're Navy here, you got to be a little bit patient and throw some more pitches, have them throw some more pitches, and really look for that pitch that's going to get a base hit. And when you're throwing stuff like that right there, it's really hard to get hits. I mean, that looks like a fastball right down the middle, and then next thing you know, when you swing, it's at your ankles. That's a big league pitch right there.
Navy, when trailing after 8 this year, 0-10. Army leading after 8, 13-2. Cam Opp's a huge part of that.
That was nasty. And that's the reason why, right there. When you go out there and you're throwing pitches like that, you're not going to get quality contact. I mean, that pitch just disappears. And you are feeling it. You're right. You're feeling them ready to just explode.
Change for Navy here. Christian Policelli, the freshman catcher, stands in. So he hits for Jacob Williamson. Look for a sea of changes then to come for Navy defensively. In the dirt, runner off. He'll make the throw. Why bother? Good backup there by Trey Martin, the shortstop, to keep that ball from going to the outfield.
Yeah, there's no reason to throw that pitch right there. I mean, to throw that ball to second base. But, you know, it's the adrenaline. I mean, you get it going and you want to make that throw and go fist pumping off the field because you just threw him out. It's tough to come off the bench right there and you're facing a guy with his stuff on like that right there.
Policelli, his first plate appearance of the game. Jacob Williamson, 0 for 3, 2 Ks and a flyout. Wraps up his day. In the dirt again.
And you can tell he's thinking strikeout all the way right now with those pitches right there. He wants to strike him out, fist pump off the field. Every pitcher wants to do that. And, you know, sometimes you get a mindset out there. You're like, okay, I'm going to strike this guy out instead of taking pitch by pitch. And next thing you know, you start, you know, getting too deep into the count.
Bounces clean past Ledoux. A take of third on the wild pitch. Liam Lowry 90 feet away. Some in the truck believe a little bit of Wagner-esque look out there. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see a little Wagner-esque look. I mean, he definitely has a little, you know, funk to the end of that pitch. And, you know, Billy, he was the same way, wanting to strike out everybody. So, you know, I definitely see that. But right now it's time to zone it back in, throw the fastball, and say, here it is.
Over short. That's a run.
Yep.
7-3. Policelli pinch hits and delivers a 2-out RBI single.
And that's where being ahead in the count is so important right there, because if you're ahead right there, he doesn't get as comfortable in the box. He doesn't really line up that well to just be ready to hit a good hit. And you know, you still got a 4-run lead, but you still got to zone it back in. You got to attack these hitters again with that fastball and not start off with the breaking ball so much.
Matt Wolf was hit by the first pitch he saw in the 6th inning. That's when he came on to pinch hit for Ryan Duffy and stayed in the game at right field.
That was a good pitch right there.
.45 pitches for Cam Opp. Went 5 against Lehigh this year, though. Snap throw. No chance.
I mean, you can look down at the bullpen, and there's guys moving around, but there's no one throwing. And this is, barring any disaster, this is his ball game to finish up right now. They have no doubt that that's the guy they want out there. That's their ace out of the bullpen, and he's going to finish this for them.
Got him. So he's allowed 3 base runners among the last 4. Walk, strikeout, RBI single, hit batter. That's the second hit batter. Both times it's been Wolf.
I don't think I've ever really seen that before. You come in the game for 2 at-bats and get hit twice. So.
Hey, a little closer.
2 on, 2 out. Joe Samorian delivered Navy's first 2 runs with his up-the-middle single with 2 outs in the second.
So this is Navy's spot right here. If they want to get back in, if they need some big, timely hits, to make this a closer ball game.
Hey, D Joe. Yours right here, Cam. Come in.
Policelli, a catcher, running from second. Wolf, a big lead at first. And a fastball up. Army now has activity with Opp set to deliver his 50th pitch. Harry Flannery Jr. getting ready. Up and in with that heater.
I like that. I like that. He's going after him now. He's like, all right, enough of this. Here we go. You're going to hit my #1 stuff.
Same pitch here?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Off speed down, and Samorian takes.
Come on, knock away. Right there.
That's a great take. That's a great take right there.
Come on, Joe.
A little bit low.
Fought foul. Is this Opp's last man? There's another lefty on deck in Evan Lowry.
I would say he's got one more after this.
In the air. That's going to get down. Policelli rounds third. He scores. The throw from Hurtubise to third base. 2 runs in the 8th inning. It's 7-4.
Huge knock right there. Huge.
What did he try to do?
He tried to get that pitch away a little bit more, and he just kind of stayed right in the middle of the plate, and he just left it over the middle of the plate. And that's the danger zone. You can't leave it over the middle of the plate. Hitters are going to get a piece of that, and that's all he did. Just get enough, move it out there, and that's it.
The right-handed Flannery is likely ready. Ledoux goes out for a conversation. As it stands, lefty-lefty with Opp against Evan Lowry. Cam Opp has seen 3 straight men reach with 2 outs.
I think they really want to keep it right here in this matchup, and I think this is his last batter, and he knows it, and so he wants to get this guy out. This is his spot to get him out and finish this inning off.
Good smother by Ledoux. Navy still without a base hit among its top 4 hitters on the game.
He's looking a little tired out there, and like I said, I was surprised he come in so early when he did, because then that hurts you in the back end of this game on both sides. So it's more bullpen management you have to do at the end.
Up and in. And it got him. It got his helmet to load the bases.
Oh, wow. We may have an argument on this one.
The tying run is on. The go-ahead run will hit. Did it change direction there?
I don't know. I didn't see the ball change direction at all. Let's take a close look at this. I would expect the ball to change direction a little bit more than it did.
Now, I've got to think, if you're the home plate umpire, Thurman DeBerry, you hear that, right? Did he hear something?
He had to have heard it. There's no way you're going to see that, but you had to have heard something. I mean, he sold it like he got hit. He was already running to first base. So, you know, you helped the umpire a little bit in that decision. So
4 straight 2-out hitters have reached. 2 of them hit by pitch. Entering the inning, Cam Opp with 2 outs. Opponents hitting 118 against him. But he's allowed 2 hits here with 2 outs. Can you see? Does the ball hit the helmet?
I mean, if it did, it nicked it.
Hey, 2 hits, we go
Barely
ahead.
nicked it.
2 hits, we go ahead. Let's go.
There's not a significant argument here from head coach Jim Foster. So the bases loaded. A 5-run 6th put Army ahead 7-2. 2 runs in here in the 8th inning, both with 2 outs. The go-ahead run at the plate and Michael Koritz.
You have to be patient at the plate here. You know, it's been a little wild, so make sure you get a quality pitch to hit.
They lead all around. Wolf at third, Samori in second, Evan Lowry at first. 1-1.
And you don't want to try to get it all back on one swing here. You just want to try to get a base knock here, get 2 in, and keep it rolling.
Way outside. Heck of a stab by Ledoux.
That's a great catch. That saved a run right there for sure. Are you surprised he's still out there and they didn't take him out?
I think that's what that conversation was, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Can you do this?
Yeah.
I think it was a
Sure
yes,
it was.
sir. Hitters count. 3-1. Sitting fastball?
No doubt. No doubt you're sitting fastball. You're sitting fastball in one certain zone.
Right.
I mean, if he throws this pitch down and away, you're not swinging at it. Even if it's a strike, you're looking middle in, something you can drive.
Outfield deep, playing no doubles. They guard the lines at first and third. And he gets the plate. Full count.
Yeah, that's where he's looking for one pitch to hit right there. One that he knows. Now it changes things a little bit. You hit it where it's pitched. You know, anything above your hands, you leave it alone, and, you know, something to drive.
You can feel the goosebumps rippling throughout this stadium. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full count. Opp delivers.
Good
Foul
swing
ball.
right there. Good swing right there. Well, that swing right there, you're trying to take the lead.
Now also keep in mind, multiple times today, we have seen strikeout wild pitch. And we've seen runners reach. And Opp has been wildly erratic. Outside, he walks in a run. 7-5.
Wow.
And that's going to be it for Cam Opp.
I believe it was the right call. That was a good ball and a half off the plate. I'm surprised he didn't swing at it. Pitch before was the exact same spot, and he swung at it.
5 straight men reach, 3 runs score with 2 outs. A pitching change. Difficult moments for Army on the day. Hit by pitch or no? The call was no. Caught stealing or no? This was the throw to first base.
Yeah, I think that was the
he
right
on the
call
bag?
right there. I think he was off. I think he was off the bag on that one there.
Changed the call. That allowed ultimately 2 unearned runs. Was this a hit by pitch or no?
I don't see anything that was hit.
That pitch outside?
That pitch was out. That pitch was a ball out. Easily a ball out. So it's definitely been a little against Army. Kind of crazy ball game. What we expected today.
And the closer, Cam Opp, entered in the 6th. He is done after 2 1/3. Harry Flannery Jr. in. Bases loaded. 3 runs home. Navy's got 5 runs, all on 2-out RBIs. The latest, a bases-loaded walk. And the pressure now on Flannery.
Yes. And this is what happens when you bring your closers in early. It's the back end of the game. You have to manage it right. And some guys, it's tough for them to come into situations like this. And this right here is huge. This is a huge situation where a base hit, the game is tied. You have to be focused as a reliever and come in and attack these batters.
They lead all around. Zach Biggers 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, the 3-hole hitter. In the dirt, smothered by Ledoux, who's had to work quite a bit this inning.
He's worked hard this inning. He's done a very, very good job of blocking the ball and keeping runners on their base.
Samorian at third. Evan Lowry was hit by a pitch, is the tying run at second base. Infield placed back. Outfield cheats in a smidge at the corners. 2-0.
You're taking here. There's no question you're taking here. Unless it is a one spot. You're looking one spot, and that's it. If it's not in that spot, you're not swinging.
Zach Biggers yet to hit. No Navy man of the top 4 of the order as a hit today. Ooh. Is that in the zone?
I don't think that was in the zone. Probably a little high in the zone. Yeah, that's high. That's really high. Yeah, that's a benefit right there for Army.
There have been a number of close calls today. Ledoux laid away. Pinpoint.
That was a good pitch right there. So now you got to protect. You've got anything close, you've got to put it in play. You've got to make them get you out.
5 straight midshipmen have reached with 2 outs. The Army lead in peril. Swinging! Harry Flannery Jr. strikes out Navy's 3-hole hitter Zach Biggers and leaves him loaded.
Comes right after him.
He's mobbed by his teammates. They love it. Seven to 5, a whole new ball game as we enter the 9th. Some changes, including a new pitcher for Navy, Santi Grossi.
Yeah, and his job right now is to keep it right there and get him off the field as quick as possible so the adrenaline can stay with the hitters.
He has a new man at the hot corner as well. Aaron Ahn takes over. Remember, in that 7 spot, it was Jacob Williamson to begin the game. Christian Policelli pinch hit for him in the 8th. Got a ribby single, came around to score. And Ahn, who's a third baseman by trade, Policelli a catcher. Ahn is on to play third. He's going to cheat in a bit here. Drake Titus, 2 hits. He's doubled, knocked one in. He's also come around to score twice. And Army does have the bunt for a hit capability littered throughout its lineup.
Absolutely. And that's something you have to play for. It kind of cheat in a little bit. That gives away on the ground balls. If it's hit hard, it's going to get through you. But you have to play for that bunt. As they've shown today, they're willing to bunt and bunt for hits.
Maybe a little generous there. Titus didn't agree.
Little out there, but hey, you got to be ready to hit.
Army is out hit Navy 12 to 5. A 5-run 6th. The big difference. It bends him back. This weekend series tied. A split doubleheader yesterday. Noah Song, Navy's ace, dominated, allowed 3 base runners in a 7-inning game. And then Army put 11 runs on the board. Crooked numbers galore, middle innings on. Chopper. Grossi. Good play. Good old PFPs, the pitcher fielding practice paying off there.
Those are always fun. You got to be ready for those. You never anticipate them in a game. You see it, and you always see pitch. Oh, I got to get that. No one else is getting that. And it's one of them things where you got to get it done because that right there is an easy out.
Anthony Jaquin, stellar day. He's been aboard 4 times, 2 hits, a walk, and he's reached on strikeout wild pitch.
He's going to be aggressive here in this at bat.
First pitch swinging. What was the hardest fielding play in your major league days? One stand out to you?
Yeah, when I was in D.C., I had a line drive that hit off my elbow.
Oh, my goodness.
And then that was the toughest one for me to try to recover from. It didn't roll too far away, but my elbow was hurting pretty bad. I was like, okay, get the ball or see if my elbow's still there. So I chose to see if my elbow was still there.
Did you stay in the game?
No, I couldn't. I tried to stay in, but I tried to make a pitch, and my elbow was, had a big old welt on it, so
right.
I couldn't do it.
That happens when my 6-year-old yells fight and starts to engage me. And we do not have video of Todd's moment or of my 6-year-old pounding me on the couch.
Yeah, I don't need to see that moment again. That hurt too much.
This is up to Jakeen. You got to love the vigor that each side has come with today. It would have been easy for Army with a number of 50-50 or perhaps even worse against Army's favor calls that went against the Black Knights early. To lose some of that mental edge, it would have been easy for Navy, being one hit through 5 by Messina, to collapse in the wake of that 5-run sixth. And I think it's no surprise that these young men that will go on to even far greater challenges later in their service have shown that resilience.
Absolutely. There's fight in every one of these young men on this field. And nobody wants to give up. No one wants to not be the guy. Everybody out here wants to be the guy. And that's what I love about this game right now is you see the hard-nosed baseball being played and everybody wanting it so much.
Full count. You could see the staggered reactions. Some of those Army players, steely eyes engaged. Some were looking away for a moment. When the big moment came, if you weren't in the game, you're in the pen or you're in the dugout, are you watching?
Always.
Yeah.
Always watching the game. Always. And you feel, like everything.
Anthony Jakeen, a stellar day and another great plate appearance here.
That was a great pitch right there because he's aggressive, and you know he's going to be aggressive. So you do not want to just groove a fastball.
Dispatched of Drake Titus fairly quickly, but Grossi challenged by Jakeen. This will be his 13th pitch of the inning, facing only his second hitter. He's normally been a one-inning guy. Strike 3.
Great pitch. I mean, to come right there and know he's sitting fastball, know how aggressive he is, and just to drop that backdoor breaking ball in is outstanding. He just sees it up and away. I'm going to leave it alone, and just drops right in the plate for a strike.
Does it mean anything to you that Army has not salted its lead since that 5-run sixth, has not tacked on any more runs?
Well, it's kind of a flip. Navy was super aggressive early in the game, and now Army is being super aggressive later in the game because they're feeling comfortable with that lead. So, like, okay, we're just going to go out there and, hit. But now it's putting themselves in a hole being too aggressive out there at the plate.
Yeah, double play was critical in the 8th. Went down in order in the 7th, sent the minimum up in the 8th. And Grossi trying to make it a 1-2-3, top of the 9th. That's a meaty fastball.
Yeah, he's going right after him right there. That is a great pitch. Now he's set himself up for so many different pitches to get him out.
Navy cautious in the outfield, playing deep. Infield recessed as well.
Too good of a pitch.
Yeah.
Too good of a pitch. Yeah, he tried to get it out there instead of just extending his hands and getting out there and just flipping it. He tried to will it with his body.
Tied him up.
Oh, great pitch.
The fastball in. We go bottom 9. Hodge, Lowry, Stevens due up. The 6th inning, the difference in a 2-out barrage by Army. Jacob Hurtubise against the closer, Trey Brathwaite. Drake Titus would follow with a ribby hit of his own. And after Anthony Jaquin reached on strikeout wild pitch, Trey Martin, an RBI single. 5 runs crossed in the 6th. 2 inherited runners +3 on Brathwaite's own line. That's the difference as we hit the home 9th.
And I just wonder if he was ready to come in that situation in that game. That early on and just be ready. He did not look prepared to me.
Christian Hodge, you thought, has been too eager all day.
Absolutely. I feel like he's been just really chomping at the bit, and he's letting the emotions of this game get a little bit the best of him.
Harry Flannery Jr., an enormous strikeout of Zach Biggers left him loaded when he entered last inning, and that arm slot down gets strike 1.
Absolutely. I mean, he is just, with a 2-run lead going right after him, because the worst he can do is hit a 1-run home run right now. And that's the thing is, he's led off the game, led off the innings. And that's what you want. You want him to be the leadoff guy with nobody on base.
Liam Lowry, the on-deck man. Maybe 5 hits on the day. All 5 runs have come with 2 outs. And just in case, Army does have activity in its bullpen.
Yeah, there'll be a short leash here for anything. I mean, they'll play matchups left, right, probably throughout.
They've already used their closer, Cam Opp. Hodge gets a piece. This is only Flannery's 2nd hitter. The left-handed Lowry on deck. And there's double barrel. Anthony Lorico right back to Flannery and the shovel. 1 down. Lorico and Ray Bartoli are the 2 warming for Army, left, right, respectively.
You got to get a base runner any way possible here.
Liam Lowry aboard 3 times today. He's walked twice. The winner of this game takes the weekend series, the season series, and the highly sought-after Star. Part of the Star Series between the athletic programs, certain games or series are predetermined to have the Star in balance, and that's the case here today after a split yesterday. They continue to play deep, so there's a lot of room for Lowry. If he can shoot one over the infield, a single is just about guaranteed.
Absolutely. I mean, they're playing back, playing deep.
Skies this one to left. That's a short porch. Walden watches that one sail foul.
You know, that might have been gone if it was fair. That wind is blowing it hard to left. I've been surprised how the ball is carried way better than I thought it was going to today.
Especially just left of center, but balls in the air to right are dying.
Oh, it's a great pitch.
Strike 3. What'd he do here?
He showed him away the entire at bat, and then pounds him in with that fastball and freezes him. He stayed away, and then had him set up just perfect for that inside fastball.
2 outs, 2-run game. Zach Stevens at the plate. Strike 1. Army a strike away from the game and the series.
Right now, you don't throw another strike. The next 2 pitches should be balls in the dirt.
Gets past Ledoux. One ball to 2 strikes. Each bullpen worked in reverse today. The closers were called upon just beyond the mid-stage of the game. In the air. Playable right. Titus in. Ball game. Steven spikes his helmet. Army out to celebrate. The Black Knights take the game, the season series, and the Star Series.
What an incredible game that was right there. I mean, Navy sat there and pulled back into the game, and just the emotions out there and the adrenaline of these players. It was a fun game to watch today.
An emotional seesaw. Army never knew a deficit, put 2 runs on the board in the very first inning, but very much had to show mental fortitude in the late stage of this game. Here's how we arrived at this finish. Hurtaby's huge for Army, rebounded from the 2 caught stealings, 1 on a strike him out, throw him out. Samorian was critical for Navy and gets overlooked a bit. Messina, heck of a job on the start.
He did a great job. He did an outstanding job. He attacked the hitters. It looked a little troublesome at the beginning, but then went right after him.
Now the Black Knights get their 9th win in 11 games. So Army now 11-6 in league play, while Navy falls to 15-6 in league action, even in the loss column. And with the season series done, Army will only see teams the rest of the way that it's in front of in the standings, and can have a chance to draw even with the Navy team it now owns the head-to-head matchup with.
Absolutely. These teams are down to face each other again.
Time now for the alma maters. Navy lost this game in the series and will sing first. As they say, win first, sing second. Army takes the game, the series, and gets the second alma mater. Todd, your thoughts on this day, this game?
The emotions of this game right here. You could just see it out there from the start of the game. The Navy just kind of let it get above them a little bit from the batting standpoint. They just were too aggressive.
And this Army team rose to the occasion. Army takes the game.